At 954.
Hey guys, good morning. Here we go.
4633. That's 954 922 4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
You're listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show,
That's right.
1-888-GO-KANE. 1-888-GO-KANE. 1. Now.
All righty, welcome everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. My name is. Rough week, huh? My name is Brian Craig, and we are here live. Big night last night, Democrat debate, and, of course, the Trump rally. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. I've been practicing this morning with this new computer system that we started using yesterday, and I have a better handle of it. I think I got everything technically worked out. It's just a matter of me being able to use this new system that we have, a computer system. So I think we're doing okay today. It's been a very rough week here on the Steve Kane Show, but you know what? We're going to keep on trucking because that's what we do around here. We're winners, right? Just like Trump. We're winners, and we're certainly not going to let anything hold us down. So, yeah, I know. It gets a little difficult sometimes, but we'll get through it. Again, welcome, everyone. I did watch the rally last night. Nice rally, wasn't it? It was a nice rally. I enjoy the rallies. I really do. And I like that Trump timed the rally to be at the same time as this Dem debate. The Dem debate started at 9. He started at 8. But, there is overlap. Now, when the debates come on, I watch on YouTube on Right Side Broadcasting. And it seems tens of thousands of you do too. Because I remember when Right Side Broadcasting, just had 2,000-3,000 people in it. And last night, the size of the viewers on Right Side Broadcasting was huge. I did not think to turn over to the television to see who was carrying it. But who did and did not carry the Trump rally? If you could let me know, I would appreciate that. I would think it would be a very smart move to carry it. If you don't have the debate, carry the rally. It's called counter programming. So we're going to talk about that. And, this pathetic attack on Bernie Sanders. Can you imagine? Here I am. Today, I think it'll sound like, and maybe I am defending this communist Bernie Sanders, but what Elizabeth Warren is doing is unbelievable, and that one questioner who's working in collusion with Elizabeth Warren against Bernie Sanders, just like Candy Crowley was working with Barack Obama against Mitt Romney back in 2010. So there's so much to talk about, a lot of things going on the radio today. Your calls certainly welcome at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Oh, what the heck? Let's take a call. You're on the radio.
Yeah, my plane is taxiing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're on a plane. The question is, does anyone care? Does anyone care if you're on an airplane or not?
Why I got to hang up in a moment, but Lamar Alexander will vote for the witnesses. Collins.
Oh, so that's interesting. Oh, you're talking about in the trial of Donald Trump next week. So you want witnesses. So are you looking forward to the whistleblower, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden being called as witnesses? Are you looking forward to that? I would support that. That sounds great.
Roberts might put a nix on the witness.
No, John Roberts is not there to decide what witnesses will or will not testify. So you want witnesses. So you're open to the whistleblower, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden. You're looking forward to that?
Yep.
That's great. What's that?
The show until.
Oh, well, good. And that means I won't be able to hear you, which is very good news. Oh, man, what a way to start my day. Liberal Al the John telling us I'm not going to be able to hear from him anymore today. Oh, man. How exciting. Thank you. Top of the morning to you as well. Oh, man. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You know, this thing with Elizabeth Warren that Bernie told her a woman cannot be president. He denies it. She says it happened. And this reporter last night, who was the name of the black reporter who was asking questions in the debate, and who is she with? I've never seen such an example of media bias in a debate so obvious. I mean, it was just obvious. You know, this thing about Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, we know a lot about both of these people. But what we know for sure about Elizabeth Warren is that she is a liar. She is a liar. She's been lying her entire life. She's been lying to her constituents. She's been lying to her employers. She's lied from the moment she left law school about the fake Indian heritage. So why should you believe her now? And Bernie Sanders, I think one of Bernie Sanders' biggest problems, this will sound crazy talking about Bernie Sanders, but one of Bernie Sanders' biggest problems is that he is so incredibly honest, right? He's so honest about all of his bizarre left-wing communist ideology, and a communist is what he is. I think he's proud of it. So we have one candidate, Elizabeth Warren, who has been lying to everyone her entire life about her Indian heritage, which isn't just a lie. Many people consider it fraud because it may have helped her at the university and in employment and things like this. So it may even be fraud she's been accused of. Has Bernie Sanders committed fraud? Has Bernie Sanders lied? So I agree with President Trump. But I always agree with President Trump, and so should you. I see no reason ever to disagree with President Trump. He does such a great job. But I agree with President Trump when he says he doesn't believe Bernie Sanders said a woman cannot be president. Now, the question is with Bernie Sanders and this woman cannot be president lie that we're hearing from Elizabeth Warren. I believe him when he says he didn't say that. But did he say that Tulsi Gabbard, Kamala Harris, or even Elizabeth Warren could not beat Trump? And if he said that, is Elizabeth Warren taking that statement and saying a woman couldn't be president? Did he say a particular woman could not be president? Did he say Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, or Tulsi Gabbard couldn't beat Trump, couldn't be president? Is that what he said? And that's certainly not the same thing as saying a woman cannot be president. You know, it's 2020. And these prejudices that were in this country, which were in every country in the whole world, are gone now. That doesn't mean that people don't have opinions about groups of people for what it could be race, sexuality, gender, it could be anything. But we institutionalize racism, sexism, institutionalize bigotry, and as a society as a whole, it's gone in America. And the day and age of saying, a woman can't do that's so 1950s and 1960s. It's done. That's just not the way of things now. And what I've noticed with what she's basically doing is she's playing the gender card, Elizabeth Warren. She's in big trouble. She's been lying her whole life. So she's come up with this lie against Bernie Sanders to do a couple of things. One, try to alienate him from much of his voting base, and also to make herself a victim to try to win the support of women because Bernie said a woman can't do it. You know, saying Elizabeth Warren cannot become president is not the same as saying a woman cannot become president. For example, Hillary Clinton ran against Barack Obama in the 2008 Democrat primary. Okay? Now, if you use if Bernie says you can't win, Liz, that would be like saying Hillary Clinton was working to stop the first black president from becoming president. She did not want to have a black president in 2008. Well, in a misinterpretation of what she was doing, running against Barack Obama, that may be the case. She didn't want that black man to be president. She doesn't have a problem with a black guy being president. It was just that she thought she would do a better job. I think she would have even been more incompetent and disastrous than Barack Obama. But we know, luckily we'll never know. So what's going on in that debate last night is pretty bad. And then what happened with this reporter, let me play this clip.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Okay, now this is interesting. So she asked him and he says no. Okay? And then the reporter, what she does is outrageous. Let's go back to it. Never seen something, there's obviously always bias in the debates by the moderators. Don't misunderstand me. I've never seen bias as open as this.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here.
Who is this woman?
You're
Anyone else?
saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
Now, what the hell is that all about? He just told you, lady, that he didn't say it. This is an example of fake news. And, Bernie Sanders, it's probably got the hairs on the back of his neck sticking up because he can't say it because Trump has said it. But what he dealt with right there in that debate was live fake news. Unless there is a recording of this phone call. And it's so interesting what's going on here with this because this phony impeachment, this impeachment scam, the coup continued with the impeachment in the House is about this phone call between President Trump and the president of the Ukraine. Both people on the phone call, President Trump and the Ukrainian president, said it didn't happen, and the president released a transcript. And even though we've seen, so we know what happened. We have both people in the call with the same story. No quid pro quo. Nobody pushed me, the Ukrainian president said. And then we've got the transcript. Although the Democrats and the left, they call it a memo because they don't want to say it's an actual transcript. So it's propaganda. So now we've got another phone call jam up situation here. We got Elizabeth Warren on a phone call with Bernie. He denies it. She says it happened. Where's the transcript? Where's the recording? And this reporter last night, this is journalistic malpractice. And this woman here should not be permitted to ever be a part of a debate. I don't know who she is or what organization she's with, but let's hear what Liz had to say.
I want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
Wow.
I disagreed.
Oh, well, okay, she disagreed. Wow, that's hard-hitting stuff. What the hell? Who would have thought we would be defending Bernie Sanders? That's the fake news. And Bernie Sanders, part of the left, by Bernie Sanders' standards, we're not to believe him. We're to believe Elizabeth Warren. The reason we are to believe Elizabeth Warren as opposed to Bernie Sanders is because the left tell us what? Women should be believed. And they came up with this new label with women. Women should be believed in my truth. There's no my truth or your truth, there's the truth. But the left came up with, when it came to allegations against men, particular conservative men or rich men like Harvey Weinstein, is women should be believed, which means don't question a woman. And this is her truth. And her truth is reality. And no matter what a man says, the woman should be believed, and her truth is the new reality. So Bernie's all messed up here. He is all messed up. All right, let's take our first break of the day. It's Wednesday. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Let's take a break, and we'll be back, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Right now, the U.S. is in the midst of a deadly opioid epidemic. In South Florida alone, someone suffers an overdose every 2 hours, either from heroin, fentanyl, or some other prescription medication that's as close as the family medicine cabinet. In fact, Mom and Dad's medicine cabinet is frequently the gateway to the horrors of hardcore addiction down the road. Drug problems left unattended are only going to get worse. This is not something you can do on your own. You need expert professional help, and if your family is disintegrating in front of your eyes and you feel helpless, I'm here to tell you that help is available. Call my good friend Sal
That's right,
at
it is.
the Edge Recovery, 561 area code 523.
Welcome, everyone. Make sure you subscribe, please.
4325. This is his personal cell phone, 561-523-4325. If your loved one refuses treatment, the Edge Recovery will conduct an intervention and get them into the treatment plan that they need. The Edge Recovery offers every option from intervention to 30-day rehab to sober living to counseling with a licensed therapist, as well as group therapy treatment. It's covered by most insurance, but no matter what your situation is, the Edge Recovery has options for you. Call Sal at the Edge Recovery. Do it today. 561 area code 523-4325. Again, that's Sal's personal cell phone. 561-523-4325.
Are you looking to sell your house or buy your dream home? Then call LaBella Real Estate. LaBella Real Estate love President Trump, and like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to get you the highest dollar amount when selling your home. And when looking for a new home, LaBella Real Estate will find you the best deal. LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages, and they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single-family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023. 561-445-7023. And online, LaBellaRealEstateLLC.com.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
Oh, man. I think I've got the hang of this new system we have to play the spots on. So this is great. You know, I'll tell you, the radio business is full of lowlives, a lot of lowlives in the radio business. And I remember when it comes to politics, and Steve and I, this was many years ago, we moved to another radio station we were on for about a year, 940 Winds out of Miami. You guys remember that? They put together this thing called Super Talk, and Steve Kane and I were there with Rick and Suds, a guy named Grego. Anyone remember Grego? Mike Church. A lot of guys know Mike Church. He's on the Sirius satellite. Now, Mike Church is a good guy. Let me tell you, I got no complaints about Mike Church. He was a good guy. I liked Mike Church. He's a very good guy. He's still around, and a couple of other people. And Steve and I, we were the only conservative show on the station. And they moved us to a new studio in a new building in another part of town. And I showed up the day before to have them show me how to use the studio equipment, because every studio, there's similarities, but there's differences. And they had a new system to run commercials and a new board and everything. And they wouldn't show me how to use it. They wouldn't show me how to use it. They were so pissed off that Steve Kane and little old me were coming to the station that they wouldn't show me how to run the board or use the audio vault to air the commercials on the air. Well, you know what it is? It's liberals, man. It's liberals. So I said, screw them, and I came in and I did it, and I had a rough day like I had yesterday. Today, but I have some rough moments today too, because I got something here. Let me see. I'm gonna just take care of it while I'm here. Liberals. That's how liberals are. Okay, liberals they have no decency. They're not gentlemen or ladies. They're just lowlives, like in that Project Veritas tape. So Bernie Sanders is under fire. So he's got this fraud thing going on in the debate about, he said a woman couldn't be president. Bernie Sanders didn't say a woman could not be president. I remember once I was in an argument. I've told this story before, so some of you may have heard this. I was in an argument with someone on the air that was another host that was ongoing for a long time. And one particular day, things were getting very hot and heated. And during the break, they made a threat to me. And it was this, okay? Not a threat of violence, but this is what they said. They said, if you don't this was during a commercial break, and this is before the days of live streaming. Today, they wouldn't do this because it'd be on the live stream and you guys be able to see it watching on YouTube Live or something. But they during the break they said if you don't back off, because I had them up against the rope. I don't remember what the discussion was about or what the issue was, but they felt like they were up against the ropes, and Steve and I were ganging up on the person, you know. And they said to me during the break, Brian, if you don't back off, I'm going to tell people how you feel about Jews when we get back. So they're going to accuse me of being an anti-Semite. I said, I don't have any problem with Jews. I just don't like you. It's just a coincidence that you're a Jew. I'd like you if you were... I would dislike you no matter what. If you were Hindu, it'd be the same thing. I don't dislike you because you're a Jew. I said, go on the air with that. I said, let's go. You know, and, you know, that's how the left are. That's how the left are. You know, if they can't beat you, which the left can't, you know, this thing with Bernie Sanders is liberal versus liberal, socialist against socialist. So it's a little different. But when liberals can't lose, what they do is they go out to lie and slander about you when they're going to lose. And they always lose. They can't, liberals can't win in a discussion. Forget a debate. Just a discussion with a conservative. They can't win because, why? Because they're wrong on every single thing. My wife's best friend, one of her daughters is a liberal. And the family is really upset about it. And not just a liberal. I'm talking about a ready for Hillary, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren type liberal. And, you know, it has a graduate degree, so that they're smarter than everyone. And, you know, and their father never went to college. So, of course, they're smarter than their dad who didn't go to college. You know how it is, typical liberal kid, poor people. And they got all their liberal ideas, and I was giving giving my wife's friend was staying with us. So before she went back home to her, and her daughter's an adult, but she, you know, she's a, you know, I said, I'm going to help you out a little bit, and I gave her, because she's not, you know, she's not used to discussing politics with people who disagree, because everybody except this one person in the family, they're all conservatives for a long time. And I gave her some of the things to say to her daughter involving things like global warming and climate change. So I'm not trying to cause a family divide, but there's nothing like a liberal millennial with too much education, really, you know, because they get that arrogance. So this other thing that's going on with Bernie Sanders is the Project Veritas tape. And I really hate to put myself in this position, but I'm actually defending Bernie Sanders today. But what the hell? President Trump defended Bernie Sanders in the rally last night, so why not me too, right? Oh, by the way, Michael Avenatti got arrested. Let's not forget. We'll get into that later. We're here till 9, okay? But Don Jr., he tweeted about it. His MAGA, Don Jr. says, stands for Michael Avenatti got arrested. So we'll get to all that later. But anyway, so Project Veritas comes out with these very vile, pathetic Bernie Sanders supporters that are talking about violence against MSNBC. Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? MSNBC, you'd think they'd be their friends, but I guess they blame them for not getting Trump removed from office and the Russia hoax falling apart, I guess. I don't know. So here's the thing about the latest. I am a huge fan of O'Keefe and Project Veritas. And, you know, I remember, you know, James O'Keefe was involved, I'm pretty sure, with Lila Rose in her undercover sting operation on Planned Parenthood 10, 15 years ago. So, and he was with Andrew Breitbart himself. Okay, so I've got a lot of respect for James O'Keefe. He is the best, you know, and he saved America by exposing Acorn. With the pimp and hoe Acorn thing, he saved America by putting Acorn out of the business of being in charge of the census, which they would have been back then. But anyway, this latest Project Veritas release with these very strange campaign volunteers of Bernie Sanders talking about violence and burning things down and everything. You know, there's a school of thought here that Bernie Sanders isn't responsible for that. These are just some low-level campaign workers. And one of the guys in the Project Veritas video was actually talking about going to MSNBC and committing acts of violence against pundits at MSNBC. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, that's not Bernie. You know, he didn't say it. These are low-level volunteers. You can't hold Bernie accountable for that. And I'll tell you, as much as I'm going to defend him against Elizabeth Warren and this lie that she's come up with, I do hold Bernie Sanders responsible for these campaign workers on the Project Veritas tape that came out yesterday. Because let's not forget, a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer shot Scalise. A Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer tried to kill the entire Republican baseball team at the practice that day. That, you know, so when someone from Bernie Sanders' campaign, stuffing their mouth with food, getting it all over their beard and everything as they eat on the Project Veritas tape, talks about acts of violence against people in a very specific way, as they did in that Veritas tape yesterday, there's a history of incredible violence from Bernie Sanders campaign workers. And that, of course, is the shooting of Scalise. And it was only a miracle. And I mean, that guy, what he did was, I mean, he made sure he was, remember he went down and asked which were Republicans, which were Democrats. He wanted to be sure. So at some point, Bernie Sanders has to be held accountable for the atmosphere and the tone and the culture of his campaign supporters. You know, what is it about Bernie Sanders campaign supporters that has them not just advocating violence, but actually committing it? And the Project Veritas release yesterday, I kind of put that as a companion piece to the Steve Scalise shooting. And remember, he was trying to shoot the entire Republican baseball team. So Bernie Sanders has some explaining to do, and they can not run that and not talk about it and ignore James O'Keefe. But there is an atmosphere there is a culture inside the Bernie Sanders campaign of incredible violence. And yesterday, the people talking there should be talked to by authorities because of the history with the Republican baseball game by a Bernie Sanders supporter. All right, so you know that's the way it is. All right. Oh, by the way, I got to tell you, you know, I Will Advisors and Debbie over there at I Will Advisors, it's absolutely amazing what they do for people. Call Debbie and have her review your homeowner's insurance policy. If you're local here in South Florida and you can't go to Debbie, she'll come to you, but she can help you no matter where you are in the state of Florida, from Key West all the way up to the Panhandle. I promise you, you are probably paying too much for your homeowner's insurance. You might be able to get more coverage for less money, or the same coverage for less money. Maybe you're paying for a lot of things you don't need to be paying for. It costs you absolutely nothing to call Debbie at I Will Advisors. She will review your homeowner's insurance policy, and she'll save you money. Steve does his every year now. I've been doing mine every year for years. I turned Steve onto this, and just a week or two ago, Steve and I were over at the I Will Advisors office in Coral Springs. And Steve talked to them right there to review his homeowner's insurance policy because they did it last year. And they're doing that right now. I'm not sure if Steve's making the change or not yet. I'll find out soon. I haven't followed up with Steve on that. But you should, too. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. Call right now. Leave a message. They'll call you back during business hours. If you're an overnight listener, call in the middle of the night and leave a message, and they will call you back. 954-753-8080. You know, if you are one of those people that has your homeowner's policy premium tied to your mortgage and you lower your homeowner's insurance, you'll be lowering your mortgage payment. And I know a lot of people, my mother, her home is paid for, mortgage paid off, you know. And my mother, oh boy, good thing Steve ain't here because he'd start a whole psychoanalyzing my comment there. My mother, every year, she's got to pay her homeowner's insurance and her taxes, even though she doesn't have a mortgage anymore, and she pays it all at once. You know, and I know a lot of you do that too. Call Debbie, because I know a lot of people that homeowner's insurance policy, you know, that's a big bill every year if they pay it all at once. And a lot of you I know do. Lower your homeowner's insurance premium. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. It costs you nothing. You only have an opportunity to save money. And it can be a lot of money. I'm here to tell you, a lot of money. 954-753-8080. She'll also review your auto insurance if you'd like. You should do that too. Stop bleeding money on all these things that you don't need to. Have her review not just your homeowner's policy, but your auto insurance policy too. I review mine every single year. And if you do that, you can keep your premiums low. I promise you. 954-753-8080. That's Debbie over at I Will Advisors. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
Suffer with diabetes. Did you know there's
Hey,
a
Sarah.
25%
Sarah, I didn't get it.
chance
When,
that you will develop a foot ulcer at some
what
point in your
days
life?
are you in Florida?
And foot ulcers,
And
when
then,
you have
what day
diabetes,
do you
can
leave on
lead
your
to
cruise? I'm just
severe
curious
health consequences up to and including
because we're getting together with Sarah, and I
amputation.
was asking my wife, and
Now,
she wasn't
Medicare
sure.
recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Donald Trump here. You're listening to the most pro-Donald Trump radio show in America, The Steve Kane Show. I love this show. Melania and I listen all the time. There's no better way to get the word out about your business than advertising here. Make America great again and advertise your business on The Steve Kane Show.
Thank you, President Trump. Call 1-888-GO-KANE1. That's 888-465-2631. Meet with me, Brian Craig, and Steve Kane, and we will be hearing about you and your business on the longest running radio show in Florida, The Steve Kane Show, 888-465-2631. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Oh, man, yeah, so Bernie Sanders taking some hits. No, he really needs to be held accountable for these violent acts that are being talked about in these Veritas tapes. That's not a joke. You know, I know there's always a double standard between conservatives and Democrats, okay? You know, Democrats, liberals get a free pass on everything, no matter what they do. I mean, Bill Clinton, what he was doing with Monica Lewinsky, you know, people forget what it was like back then during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. It was huge. I call that the golden age of talk radio. Lewinsky, O.J. Simpson, the golden age of talk radio. And Bill Clinton, and the testimony that came out against Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky was crazy. You know, there was one guy, he was a Secret Service agent who testified and all of that, and the story he told was frightening. He was outside of President Clinton's office with the secretary. Oh, what was the name of Bill Clinton's secretary? Betty Curry? And he knocked on the door of the Oval Office to check on the president, and there was no answer. And he opened up the door of the Oval Office, and the president was gone. This was a Secret Service agent. And he got a little worried, and he went in the office searching for the president, President Clinton. And as during his search, he opened up the door to the study off the Oval Office and caught Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky. Can you imagine? And, you know, Bill Clinton was completing the act into the sink of the Oval Office study. Very, very crazy, graphic things were going on with Monica Lewinsky. And it was all out there. It was being discussed publicly in the news and in talk radio. And the left said, that's between him and his wife. It's got nothing to do with his job as president. It was amazing. The National Organization for Women barely exist anymore. You don't hear them anymore. They put themselves out of business, basically, by supporting Bill Clinton during that time. And we talked about at the time this double standard, that Democrats can do whatever they want and Republicans have their feet held to the fire all the time. I don't understand why there is a double standard. If there was a video from Project Veritas, like the one yesterday with the Bernie Sanders guy talking about violence, and violence against other liberals at MSNBC and pundits at MSNBC, it's craziness. Could you imagine if there was a Project Veritas video that came out and there were Trump volunteers talking that way about committing violence? The country would stop in motion. There would be a national dialogue. The media would be outraged, and you know what? They'd all be right to do it. So I'm not sure why there is a double standard. I don't know, but there is. There is. And what most conservatives say, well, you know, you just got to accept it. That's the way. I don't accept it. I've been trying to figure out this double standard. You know, that Project Veritas video yesterday, I thought was chilling when you put it together with what happened with the shooting of Scalise. That his campaign workers have a history of violence. You know, and when that violent act happened, notice immediately the media and all the politicians, well, that's not Bernie. That's got nothing to do with Bernie Sanders. How do you figure? Especially with what happened yesterday. You know, and, you know, James O'Keefe's a great, great journalist. It's a different type of journalism. You know, but he's done a lot of exposure of things over the years. Remember the time when James O'Keefe was crossed Lake Michigan from Canada? He was on the Canadian side of Lake Michigan. He dressed up in an ISIS uniform, that black outfit that they would wear. He had a boat. He took an ISIS flag and had it flying from the boat, and he had in the boat wrapped up like kilos of cocaine, white powder, like white baby powder or something, and a bunch of kilos. And he took his boat in the middle of the day from Canada into, I think it was Chicago, with the ISIS flag flying and an ISIS uniform with all this white powder wrapped up like kilos, and no one stopped him. You know, he did a similar thing. He dressed up as Osama bin Laden and crossed the border from Mexico in the United States, and nobody stopped him. You know, so yeah, James O'Keefe is an incredible journalist. And if Andrew Breitbart were alive, he'd be so proud of him for what he's doing. And, you know, what he did with Acorn, I'm not going to go through the whole story of his work on Acorn. You know, the only problem that James O'Keefe has is that he was introduced to us with Acorn back in, what was that? Was that 2010? And what he did in Acorn was so good that no matter what he comes out with, and he's come out with a lot of great things over the years. You know, that expose on CNN was spectacular. No matter what he comes out with from this point forward, it'll never live up to the Acorn. And it'll always be kind of looked at like the, you know, as, oh, it's no big deal. Remember Acorn, you know. And that's sad and unfortunate and all. It's the way it is. There's nothing that can be done about it. But he started out so good that it's hard when you start out on top like that. It's very difficult to have something that meets it. And even among a lot of conservatives, when James O'Keefe comes out with something, they're like, been there, done that, it's no big deal. Even a lot of conservatives kind of discount James O'Keefe, and people shouldn't do that because these things that he comes out with, like what he came out with yesterday, are very important, very powerful. And I really think it's pretty outrageous that Fox News has not offered him a job. Fox, he is, he's kind of like what Geraldo Rivera used to be back in the days when Geraldo Rivera was, a reporter, which has been a long time. Yeah, James O'Keefe. I love James O'Keefe. He's the best, And a lot of times, One American News has aired the Project Veritas releases cold. But I think a lot of times it is like what I said, that Acorn was so good, everything else that comes out never rises to that level. And I understand where a lot of people are coming from on that. But don't ignore James O'Keefe. The work that he puts out there is so incredible, and he's the only one doing it, and he does do it at great personal risk. I mean, he's run into a lot of trouble with these people for doing the things that he does. All right, hey, let's take our break. Last break of the first hour, 46 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Our number, toll free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup. Trouble with these people for doing the Sunshine State, after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently
And
had
dangerous.
his
It's
annual
dangerous,
skin cancer
Sarah.
checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
This is Steve Kane. We are here this morning with William Youngerman from William Youngerman, Inc. for our Gold Report. William, how are you? Welcome to the show. Wanted to ask you the big question, the big one that everyone wants to know. With gold, when's a good time to buy, and when do you sell?
Okay.
Hey, guys.
And
Make sure you
question,
subscribe, all right?
When do you sell is really goes back to why did you buy it in the first place? When the reason you bought it is fulfilled, it's time to sell. Or when the reason that you bought it no longer exists, it's time to sell. In 1980, gold hit a high of $850. And people had bought gold all the way up to that level. And at that time, the reason to own gold changed dramatically because we had 25% interest rates all of a sudden. The government said we will stop inflation no matter what, and they did so with very high interest rates.
Hey, Dale, how you doing?
Then changed, and we dramatically told our customers in 1980, sell your gold, sell. It's finished for the time being, okay? That was the reason. Now, some people held on because they said, no, I want this as my insurance policy. Insurance policy, you don't necessarily buy and sell your life insurance policies. You have it for a particular reason. And some of your money should always be in gold, regardless of what the price is doing. Historically, we've always said at least 5%. At this particular time, we recommend much higher percentage of our assets.
Coffee and news, yeah.
Silver and platinum. So the reason for
I'm so
buying
hooked.
will determine when to sell it. If that reason changes,
Oh, great.
it's fulfilled,
Great,
that's
Sarah.
the time to sell it. But it must.
Yeah, my wife's the moderator of all that stuff.
Gold is the only real money in the world. It is the only thing that has no IOUs or attached to it. It is an insurance policy, and it is a hedge against inflation, and it's the only real money that will maintain its buying power for you in the long term.
Okay, well, that answers that question. If the question becomes where, well, I can tell you where. William Youngerman
Yeah, I'm addicted to
Inc.,
coffee.
located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. Drop by. It's in the Bank of America building, right on the first floor, opposite the Bank of America. You can call William at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Craig here with you. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. You know, what's going on with the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, you know, with his gun grab. It's amazing to me what's going on in Virginia. There is a move by Democrats in Virginia to ban the ownership of guns from the state. They've got sheriffs from around the state of Virginia who are standing up talking about Second Amendment safe zones, gun safe zones. And I find the media coverage not really to be, you know, the media are, in theory, are about the business of a couple of things. One, informing us about what's going on, and two, pushing an agenda, right? That's what they're all about, pushing an agenda. And what the media are pushing is a liberal agenda. And I find it amazing with this huge conflict over the Second Amendment going on in Virginia that the media are not there in Virginia covering what I consider to be one of the hottest political debates that's taken place in a state since Roy Moore and the Ten Commandments case. So, you know, like I've got a story now. I'm going to read a story about something the Virginia governor is doing. It's in the Daily Wire, which is Ben Shapiro's website. I'm not a big fan of Ben Shapiro, but his website's pretty good. I go there most days, see what's going on. Why are the media not covering this story out of Virginia? Because you have Democrats who are standing up to do what Democrats are always talking about doing, grabbing our guns, doing away with the Second Amendment. So why aren't they covering it there? And the only thing I can think of, the media are most concerned about pushing a liberal agenda, that the mainstream media don't really think pushing gun control is very good for the Democrat Party right now. When I was at the Trump rally a few weeks back, it was Thanksgiving week here in South Florida, there's every speaker that came out before President Trump, every speaker, because a lot of people come out that you don't see on TV. You can see them on Right Side Broadcasting most of the time. But every speaker came out talking about protecting the Second Amendment. And when they did, the crowd went nuts. And the president talked about it too. Second Amendment's huge. And, well, let me read this story from Ben Shapiro's website. Virginia Democrat Governor Ralph Northam, and by the way, no mention of the Klan yearbook photo, the blackface. You know, he gets a total pass on that, just like Bernie with his violent supporters. Virginia Democrat Governor Ralph Northam is expected to declare an emergency banning all weapons, including firearms, from Capitol Square as he faces intense backlash over his far-left gun confiscation agenda. The temporary move comes as massive protests are planned in Richmond over the next week to push back on his extreme agenda, according to state officials who spoke with the Associated Press. The announcement comes after massive numbers of pro-gun activists flooded Richmond this week to show Democrats that they were not going to allow their gun rights to be taken away. So what does he do, right? Right? He's going to have an emergency order taking their gun rights away. During a cabinet meeting in November, Governor Northam, who was either in blackface or a Ku Klux Klan's uniform while he was in medical school, we don't know which, highlighted numerous extreme gun control policies that Democrats in the state were going to push in 2020, including universal background checks, banning the sale of semi-automatic firearms, and high-capacity magazines, restoring the law that limits purchases to one gun a month, and a red flag law that would empower a court to temporarily remove a gun from a person deemed to be a risk to himself or others. We'll start with at least those, the governor said. When asked about confiscating guns from law-abiding citizens, the governor, who was either in blackface or a Klansman uniform in that photograph, they don't mention that in any article, said, "That's something I'm working on with our Secretary of Public Safety." You know, when you see how leftists are in this country, and you know what? They've always been this way. Leftists have always been violent. You know, this wave of threat and violence coming from the left is not new. You know, people make the mistake of thinking it's new. Remember, the Democrats are the ones who started the Civil War. It was Democrats who fired on Fort Sumter, right? Everyone who fired on Fort Sumter was a Democrat. That's right. And you know the rest of that story. The number one reason, beyond the fact that it's our Second Amendment, you know, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, our Bill of Rights, you know, the Bill of Rights is the Bill of Rights. And that Bill of Rights is so important. And the second one is the right to bear arms. The number one reason to be opposed to liberal gun control measures like the governor of Virginia, other than after, well, it's in the Bill of Rights, Second Amendment, because that's an obvious one, is do you trust Democrats if we were an unarmed population? I wouldn't. You know, you go through history, whether it's Hitler or Castro, even in the Soviet Union, they confiscate all the guns. After World War II ended, Stalin went around Russia and confiscated all the guns. When Hitler first came to power, they confiscated all the guns. And he was a gun owner, right? He murdered Rome to solidify his control over the party. You have Castro in Cuba, who was a violent revolutionary. And as soon as he took power, he took everyone's guns away. That's what they do. That's what they do. And you can't trust them. You know, once they take the guns away, you're done. You know that, right? Once they take the guns away, that's it. You know, that's the big. There are two constitutional guarantees that Americans fight the most about: the First and the Second Amendment. Right? The First and the Second Amendment. It's not that not all the all of the amendments and all of our rights are important, but those are the two that people fight for the most. First and Second Amendment. You take away the Second Amendment, who's to say they can't take away the rest? And don't buy their well-regulated militia spin. You know, that's a diversion from the whole issue. And I find it amazing. You know, we were talking about these double standards with Republicans and Democrats. You know, gun control was used by Democrats in the past to keep blacks disarmed. You know, when Democrats were running around lynching black people, remember, every black man lynched in America was lynched by a Democrat. Every black man lynched in America was a Republican. And you've heard Condoleezza Rice maybe talk about this. Blacks stood up against Democrats because they had the Second Amendment right to own and bear arms. Could you imagine what it would have been like for blacks during the Democrat Jim Crow era if it wasn't for the Second Amendment? Would have been over for them. The Second Amendment stopped Democrats in the South from getting even more out of control with their attacks on African Americans. So, you know, and the media are not, you know, you would think the media would be camped out in Virginia. I'm not, you know, every once in a while, there's a big issue that takes America by storm, you know, in a state. It doesn't happen too much. You know, the Roy Moore 10 Commandments case, that was one of them. That was a big one. Okay, that was a huge one. This is the biggest one since then. And all of the cable news should be camped out in Virginia, and their primetime hosts like Hannity and Tucker Carlson, who did some great work on San Francisco last week, they should be broadcasting live in Richmond in front of the State House with this story. You know, this is one of those test cases that the Democrats are putting forward here. If they can get this through in Virginia, they'll move somewhere else. I promise you. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. morning, Brian. It's Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff in Maine. How you doing?
Hey, this is a trial run, exactly what you're saying, because they want to see what happens here. And if we the people in every 50 states makes a statement, we can end this now.
And let's not forget, the Democrats control Virginia in large part because the federal bureaucracy live in Virginia. The people that were, undermining President Trump at Trump Tower. So it's a state issue, but it's really a move by the bureaucracy of the federal government to get what they want, which are the guns taken away.
And Brian, why are they choosing close to D.C. if they can pass the laws there in the malicious form and show up peacefully with their weapons to stop this? They don't want anyone close to D.C. with guns.
They don't want anyone anywhere in this country with guns. And I'm not saying gun violence is an issue. The number one cause of death by handguns in America is suicide. If and they always say we have the highest per capita death rate from handguns, and that may be true, but number one is suicide. Suicide, it's huge. If you take out suicides, the gun death rates are rather low in this country. People would be shocked if we had some really good statistics on that. But, everything with the law is precedent, and they're attempting to establish a precedent in Virginia. And Virginia's a big old state.
They can't do it if American people are armed.
That's true. No, there's a lot of truth to that. They're afraid. I believe there's over 1 billion guns in America because guns last pretty much forever. Yeah, and they know that, and they want to take them all away. And one thing I think all of us can see about the left is they don't support freedom of any kind. Yeah. All right, Jeff in Maine. I got to run, but thanks for the call. It's top of the hour. It's 7:02. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. 1 hour down, 2 to go. We'll be right back after this.
0.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative
Be right back. Subscribe, guys. If you don't, I'll be right back.
For those of you who are at-risk patients, I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesouleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Oh, one mistake. There we go.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. tires. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies,
Steve
and
Kane Show.
the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January
Steve
28th
Kane Show.
from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial.
All right, welcome back, everyone. That's right. Hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, each and every one of you. Lots going on. Oh, my goodness, there's a lot been going on. A lot that we've been talking about on the program. You know, Bernie Sanders being lied about, courtesy of Elizabeth Warren, and things are not going very well. I mean, things are not going very well for Bernie at all. And, you know, I know there's a strong case to be made. This infighting is good among Democrats. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. I'm not going to disagree with you. However, we still got to call these people out, okay? And we're going to definitely do that. I'll get to some audio sound bites coming up. Got a lot of audio sound bites to get into. We'll talk a little bit about the rally, talk a little bit about the debate, and some other issues facing our nation right now. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. Good morning. You're on the radio.
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
You know, you are right about the Democrats. They do not like freedom. They don't. Think about it. Look at how they pussyfoot around things like Tiananmen Square and the Hong Kong protest.
Yeah.
And now the protest in Iran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look at yesterday. I mean, think about this. Yesterday, the Democrats in the House of Representatives stopped a motion to support the freedom protesters in Iran. And what you know, because and the reason that is, I believe, is they don't want freedom in Iran while Trump is president because they're afraid Trump will somehow get credit for it.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, what's going on with Iran right now, I always go back to what, now, I know you don't particularly care for Glenn Beck sometimes, but 2 years ago when the whole thing with the MS-13, the president calling MS-13 animals and them getting on
Yeah.
to that at that time, and what he said, what Beck said at the time is he was couching this and that, but what he said at the time is he's going to say something or do something with the whole Iran thing, the whole time that's going to spur on the Iran protests even more. And basically, that's been proven at that point to be true.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll tell you, when Trump took out the number one terrorist in the world today, well, not today, I guess a couple weeks back now, Soleimani, and the media and the Democrats were all upset about it. You know, the way, Trump, we blew him up, left him there, and let his own people take care of it. When Barack Obama took out Osama bin Laden, and, he took out Osama bin Laden, I believe, just as a political ploy, because he was running for president for re-election then. I think they knew where bin Laden was for years. He was in that compound right down the street from the military academy. And I think he did it. Remember, they had a bumper sticker slogan, GM's alive and Bin Laden's dead, or Bin Laden's dead and GM's alive. That was the campaign slogan in the 2012 Democrat National Convention to renominate Barack Obama. But two things about it. One, that are different than Soleimani. The left praised it. No one on the right criticized it. You take out Bin Laden, top terrorist, that's a good thing. So the left praised it. No authorization needed. Just do it. You got actionable intelligence, you do it. Number one terrorist in the world. But what Obama did when he took out Bin Laden really took so much of that victory away from the American people. We didn't know about it until after Barack Obama had a proper religious funeral for him. They killed Bin Laden. They flew his body, the Navy SEALs, back to the aircraft carrier, and they had a proper Islamic funeral on the aircraft carrier for him and buried him at sea. And we didn't even know about the raid until the burial at sea had taken place. And he took that away from us. Soleimani, you know, the way that Trump handled Soleimani, they had the casket and this crazy funeral going on in Iran. That was so important for people to see. And a lot of that is how this uprising is beginning with these protesters in Iran, because they actually had that moment of that outrageous funeral and the government trying to honor Soleimani.
And that's the thing is, look, a lot of the things he said is basically you look at the media and the Democrats. A lot of the things that the president has done and or said has forced the Democrats to defend terrorists, to defend Iran, to defend China.
Yeah. You know, this thing with Bin Laden, it was so upset. There was the Aaron Sorkin, who did the West Wing show with Martin Sheen, had a short-lived series on, I think it was Showtime. It's called The Newsroom, or Newsroom, something like that, with a bunch of lefties. You know, it was about the liberal newsroom. And Jane Fonda was in it. And I watched the show because we were talking about it on the air at the time. I don't support Jane Fonda, and I hate to watch anything she's in because of what she did. And I know a lot of Vietnam veterans, they oh boy, they still get upset. Jane Fonda still gets them upset. But anyway, they had this storyline in this television show where there was some scandal that happened that they had to, you know, that there was this ongoing storyline that went on for an entire season. And it happened on the day of the Bin Laden raid. And, you know, they had filmed this entire season in advance. And throughout it, people were recollecting this event throughout this entire series. It was the day we got Bin Laden, the night we got Bin Laden. And I realized then the left thought that America would rally around Barack Obama when he took out Bin Laden. And a lot of people don't understand, why is America rallying around Trump with Soleimani, who a lot of people didn't know who he was until after this raid, but they didn't rally around Obama with Bin Laden. It is because Obama treated Bin Laden with too much respect after the raid. They should have left him there. They should have left his body there at the compound. Taken some DNA to prove it was him and left him there. You know, no respect. You don't treat somebody like that with respect. And and Obama treated Bin Laden with respect, and Trump treated Soleimani with the respect that he deserved.
You think about this. Go back to Bill Clinton and what was said about him when he so-called went after the terrorists and bombed that aspartame.
Yeah.
I mean. And what was said about that particular thing at the time was, and we all know it was, we all know what was said about it. It was to get the American people's minds off of the Monica Lewinsky deal.
That's right.
Was said,
absolutely.
Something like that. There's always an ulterior motive. It's not just the fact. It's not just, you know, saying we're going to go after a terrorist and kill the terrorist. It's getting their mind off of something, or it's not telling us until after they have a burial.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I mean, and even look, last night in the rally, Trump is let me. By the way, thanks for the call, Mike. Let me play this clip before we break. I had this to play. And yesterday, the day before, I haven't played it this week. Hold on. This is a montage of the mainstream media talking about the death of Soleimani. Listen to this.
We were before Donald Trump acted.
This is and was an enormous escalation. Taking out a bad guy is not necessarily a good idea.
It's difficult to convey how revered he is. He's regarded as personally incredibly brave. The troops love him.
Now, keep in mind, these are Democrats and members of the media talking about Soleimani after the raid.
We were before Donald Trump acted.
This is and was an enormous escalation. Taking out a bad guy is not necessarily a good idea.
It's difficult to convey how revered he is. He's regarded as personally incredibly brave. The troops love him.
By killing Qasem Soleimani, the U.S. has stripped Iran of an inspirational military leader.
Wow. I mean, think about that one. We've stripped Iran of an inspirational military leader. Well, isn't that what we want to do? Do you want Iran to have inspirational military leaders? I guess the media think you do.
As a military commander. In death, he's being saluted as a hero and a martyr.
The impact of his death, profound. The emotion just as powerful. The supreme leader of Iran weeping and praying over a coffin draped in the Iraqi flag.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's the left. The left have been in mourning over Soleimani because they hate Trump. And they don't want President Trump to get credit for anything, even taking out the #1 terrorist leader in the world today. And by the way, he's done that with ISIS too. All right, let's take our break. First break of the second hour. It's 16 minutes after 7. Seems like I've got the hang of this new computer system we have. Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It does. It does. I one little mess up there a little earlier, but things seem to be going good. I think I got it under control now. I told you, got to give me some time. All right, my name's Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Are you looking to sell your
Be
house
right back, guys.
or buy your dream home? Then call LaBella Real Estate. LaBella Real Estate love President Trump, and like Donald Trump, LaBella Real Estate want to get you the highest dollar amount when selling your home. And when looking for a new home, LaBella Real Estate will find you the best deal. LaBella Real Estate have over 20 years of experience in real estate and mortgages, and they are very knowledgeable about the South Florida real estate market. If it's a condo, single-family home, a luxury home, LaBella Real Estate can help. Buying or selling, call LaBella Real Estate at 561-445-7023.
Steve Kane Show.
561-445-7023. And online, LaBellaRealEstateLLC.com.
If you suffer from excruciating back pain or sciatica, pay careful attention to what I'm about to tell you. According to a study in the medical journal Spine, back surgeries to alleviate back pain frequently backfire, leaving the patient in more pain than before they had the surgery. A second study from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine provides clear evidence that 74% of surgeries for back pain fail. But there is an end to your suffering. There's a solution to your problem waiting for you with Dr. Troy Lemaski. Dr. Troy Lemaski is my personal chiropractor, and if the name sounds familiar, it should. He's the brother of Dr. Janae Lemaski. Dr. Troy specializes in the elimination of back pain, sciatica, joint pain. He does it quickly, easily, and without surgery or pain medication. While he can help you with your back and neck pain, Dr. Troy also provides treatment for the hips, the shoulders, the knees. If you've been in a car accident, any type of injury, or slip and fall, the pain won't go away. Well, if you want to get back to your old self, you want to call Dr. Troy. His number 954-463-3036. That's 954-463-3036. Online at drtroylemaski.com. Tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right. Welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. You know, yesterday was a rough day. I told you, yesterday morning, I woke up because I had to at 1:30 in the morning because we had this new system put in, and I did the whole show yesterday, and plus I had a whole day of work-related things I had to do. I was up for almost an entire 24-hour period with very little sleep. And I got through the whole day. And the reason that is Dr. Mitch Matez, hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy works. It restores your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. Mine have been restored to where they were when I was 25 years old. And I feel a lot better than I did when I was 25, because when you're 25, you're partying, you don't eat well, you're drinking, you know. Or at least I was. Don't know about you guys. But it's a miracle what hormone replacement pellet therapy does. You will feel better. You'll look better. And I'll tell you, it brings back your sex drive. If you're suffering from sexual dysfunction, men, it will restore that too. If you're suffering from hair loss, both men and women, it will stop hair loss in its tracks. And in women, of course, hormone replacement pellet therapy stops and completely reverses 100% the signs and symptoms of menopause, vaginal dryness, loss of sex drive in women, totally reversed. Mood swings, night sweats, gone with hormone replacement pellet therapy. Call Dr. Mitch Matez. It's a completely free consultation, but you got to mention the Steve Kane Show, 561-953-5490, 561-953-5490, and online, hormonetherapybocaratone.com. That's hormonetherapybocaratone.com. All right, now, last night's debate was, as I predicted, uneventful and rather boring. You know, they're making a big deal that Elizabeth Warren refused to shake Bernie's hand at the end. You know, Elizabeth Warren, I'm going to tell you this right now. In my opinion, out of all these Democrats that are running are a bunch of rejects and losers. None of them are presidential material. But out of the Democrats running, Elizabeth Warren is dangerous to have as president of the United States. It's very dangerous to have her as president of the United States. And the reason she's dangerous to have as president of the United States is she will lie to her people on a dime. This thing with Bernie Sanders is a complete lie, just like her Native American heritage. And when someone at that level, on a national stage where it can be easily checked, lies and continues to lie and is fearless about lying, you know, she's in what you call survival mode. The polls are not looking good for Elizabeth Warren. She's not doing well in the polls. If she doesn't do well in Iowa, it might be over for her, and she'll have to go back to just being a senator, you know, which is a pretty good gig. But she's desperate. She's fearful of losing, so she's lying about a conversation with Bernie Sanders to elevate herself. And if she will lie, think about this. Bernie Sanders is on her team. They're both Democratic Socialist. They're both members of the Democrat caucus in the United States Senate. You know, I mean, this is what's going on here is insane that she's doing. And when someone will lie and destroy the character of somebody on their team, a fellow Democrat senator and a fellow Democratic socialist, how can you trust them to run the country? Very dangerous. Now, next week, supposedly we're going to get the trial of Donald Trump. Now, my fantasy with the trial is they have it, they open up in the morning, and by lunchtime it's over. I really think that, and they're going to call it a cover-up, but you know, the result of the impeachment trial is already known, right? He will be acquitted, or it could be dismissed. It will either be a complete dismissal or an acquittal. It'll be one of those two things. And it will not, it's not going to end in his removal from office. We know that. Okay? So even if, I mean, think about this, because this is how the Democrats roll, okay? Even if the Democrats get to call every witness they want to call, and the trial goes on for 6 months, okay? And the Republicans don't call any of the, Hunter Biden, whistleblower, Joe Biden, any of the controversial witnesses, and the Democrats have their entire way with the trial, the vote is going to be the same, and the Democrats and the mainstream media are still going to call it a cover-up and a miscarriage of justice, no matter what. And, one of the problems Republicans have had throughout the modern era is that they're always trying to satisfy the left and the media, and it cannot be done. Don't you understand? It cannot be done. Look at Trump. Took out the number one terrorist in the world and has got a revolution going for freedom in Iran, and they're attacking him for it. So if the trial, if Mitch McConnell immediately opens up the session, I guess they're talking about Tuesday, and they have an immediate vote for dismissal and it's over, they're going to say all these terrible things. But if it went on until Election Day, the Democrats and the media will still say the same thing. It doesn't change their reaction. The result is predetermined, and the mainstream media and the Democrat result is or response is predetermined. So prolonging it to try to satisfy leftist and the media is a waste of time, McConnell. The only thing that would have the Democrats say justice was done is if President Trump is removed from office, and that ain't going to happen, people. I said ain't on purpose. Oh, you got saying ain't. What are you talking? Yeah. So, I get tired of, part of the problem we have with Republicans, a lot of these Republicans in the Senate, not just Mitt Romney, but prominent ones are never Trumpers too. They're just in the closet. Okay, they're in the closet, and they're in the closet because if they come out publicly, they fear they'll be gone. Look at what Glenn Beck did to his career, being a never Trumper. So there are Republican senators who would very much like to remove Donald Trump. Don't misunderstand me, but they're not going to. So have it come in on Tuesday, and by lunchtime have it dismissed, Mitch McConnell. Let them whine, let them complain. They're going to do it anyway. There is nothing Mitch McConnell is going to do that will satisfy the Democrats. Okay? Nothing. But I'll tell you, I don't think the Republicans have the guts to call Hunter Biden in the whistleblower. If they do allow witness, do you think they will? I don't think they will. I know there's people that think, they will. I don't think Mitch McConnell has it in him to do it. Hunter Biden, too. And this thing that Biden pulled, let me play this clip. Hold on, where is this? This is Biden last night in the very boring Democrat debate.
I understand how these guys are, this Republican Party. They've gone after, savaged my surviving son.
See, they're savaged my surviving son. He's always, I feel so sorry for Joe. I mean, he lost, his son. It's a terrible thing. But he uses it, Brit Hume said something about Barack Obama once that was such great commentary. Brit Hume of Fox News, he said of Barack Obama that Barack Obama uses race as a shield and as a weapon. And Joe Biden does that too. Yeah, the sympathy card. He uses the death of his son as a shield and a weapon. He's gone after my surviving son. Well, your surviving son and you're crooks. Crooks. And again, I say this about Joe Biden because I believe it's true. I think Joe Biden is so corrupt, he's not even aware that he's corrupt. What Joe Biden is like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, why are they picking on me? This is how it's done. We raped Haiti, he's raping Ukraine. This is how Washington does business. Biden and Clinton don't understand why everybody's giving them a hard time. That's how criminal they are. Let's see what else he had to say, though. This is Biden last night.
I understand how these guys are, this Republican Party. They've gone after, savaged my surviving son, gone after me, told lies that your networks and others won't even carry on television because they're flat-out lies. And I did my job. The question is whether or not he did his job, and he hasn't done his job. And so it doesn't really matter whether or not he's gone after me. I've got to be in a position that I think about the American people. I can't hold a grudge. I have to be able to not only fight, but also heal. And as President of the United States, that's what I will attempt to do, notwithstanding that we're going to be more division after he's defeated by me this night.
Okay, I don't even know what Biden is talking. Why is he running and what's he running on? Does he have a policy position? I don't even understand. I know like Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, free college and all of these things, but what's the Biden agenda? All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. That's 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine.
Steve Kane Show.
Your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances.
And our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your
checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Right now, the U.S. is in the midst of a deadly opioid epidemic. In South Florida alone, someone suffers an overdose every 2 hours, either from heroin, fentanyl, or some other prescription medication that's as close as the family medicine cabinet. In fact, Mom and Dad's medicine cabinet is frequently the gateway to the horrors of hardcore addiction down the road. Drug problems left unattended are only going to get worse. This is not something you can do on your own. You need expert professional help, and if your family is disintegrating in front of your eyes and you feel helpless, I'm here to tell you that help is available. Call my good friend Sal at The Edge Recovery, 561 area code 523-4325. This is his personal cell phone, 561-523-4325. If your loved one refuses treatment, The Edge Recovery will conduct an intervention and get them into the treatment plan that they need. The Edge Recovery offers every option, from intervention to 30-day rehab to sober living to counseling with a licensed therapist, as well as group therapy treatment. It's covered by most insurance, but no matter what your situation is, The Edge Recovery has options for you. Call Sal at The Edge Recovery. Do it today. 561 area code 523-4325. Again, that's Sal's personal cell phone, 561-523-4325.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Oh, man, I tell you, this, let me back this up a little bit. Where is that? Where is that clip? Where is that clip? Oh, my goodness. I lost it. I'm fine. Hold on. Oh, yes. Okay, Van Jones. Well, Van Jones is not a good guy. Okay? He's a very left-wing socialist. He was very, and just a very bad guy. But I'll tell you, Van Jones, he is everything they say that he is. However, when he gives analysis during the elections on CNN, it is very good, and it's honest. I know I said something good about Bernie Sanders, now I'm saying something good about Van Jones, but, hey. And Van Jones last night gave analysis after this very terminally boring Democrat debate. Listen, Van Jones.
Aggressive. To see those two have that level of vitriol was very dispiriting. And I want to say that tonight, for me, was dispiriting. The Democrats have to do better than what we saw tonight. There was nothing I saw tonight that would be able to take Donald Trump out, and I want to see a Democrat in the White House as soon as possible. There was nothing tonight that if you're looking at this thing, you say, any of these people are prepared for what Donald Trump is going to do to us, and to see further division tonight is very dispiriting.
Wow. Yeah, and he's talking about the division between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren with the lie that Elizabeth Warren is telling about him saying a woman can't be president. You know, Van Jones, yeah, I mean, he gives some very good analysis. And when CNN does election analysis, I watch it when Van Jones is there. In the last election, he was very spot on. He's very honest. They got nothing, and that's Van Jones talking. Now, Chris Matthews had on James Carville. Oh, my goodness, James Carville. James Carville is like a man from another time. He's like the Austin Powers of political consultants. I mean, you know, he had a good run there with Bill Clinton. He did a lot of good stuff, and he was the it girl for a while after Bill Clinton's election. Last night, listen, this is James Carville on with Chris Matthews last night.
I think that Trump and Trumpism is the greatest threat this country has faced since the fall of communism.
Do you hear what he said? Because I know a lot of people are talking about this, and people are hearing it wrong. Let me play it again.
I think that Trump and Trumpism is the greatest threat this country has faced since the fall of communism.
Since the fall of communism? And the fall of communism is marked by the Berlin Wall. Is James Carville telling Chris Matthews that it was bad that communism fell? That the Berlin Wall came down? Why was it a threat when communism fell? Wasn't that a victory? And a lot of people are, and I saw this clip around, and everyone has the clip wrong. It's on a lot of headlines on a lot of conservative websites. And the spin is that they have on this is James Carville says that Donald Trump is the biggest threat to the United States since communism. That's not what he said. He said since the fall of communism.
I think that Trump and Trumpism is the greatest threat this country has faced since the fall of communism.
Wow. What does that mean? Since the fall of communism? Yeah, I know. Why would that be a threat? A little revealing there. You know, and I wonder what James Carville means by that. He said, since the fall of communism. What is he talking about? What was the threat when communism fell, James? Of course, Chris Matthews doesn't ask him about it. I'll play the rest of what Carville said. But Chris Matthews didn't ask him about that. You know, the reason he says that, perhaps, is because we have communists running. We have Bernie, we have Elizabeth Warren, and we got AOC. But that's absolutely amazing that he would, since the fall of communism. When I heard that clip, because the headline, I saw that on a conservative news site, and the headline said, James Carville says Donald Trump is the biggest threat since communism. So I said, oh, let me hear what he says. And that's not what he said at all, since the fall of it. Well, let's hear what else he had to say, James Carville, to Chris Matthews.
I think that Trump and Trumpism is the greatest threat this country has faced since the fall of communism. And the only way to deal with it is to defeat it yourself. And Trumpism doesn't have to just be defeated at the polls. It's got to be decimated.
What happened to the Republican Party? The opposition party, from your thinking?
You know, now this is a new thing. Okay, Chris Matthews and others talk about this. What happened to the Republican Party? Right? This isn't the Republican Party we like. We used to like the Republican, but we don't like it now. Yeah, right, Chris Matthews. What has changed in the Republican Party under Donald Trump is that the Republican Party, led by our president, fights back. That's what's changed, Chris Matthews. He doesn't understand. See, before, when I still can't get over the fall of communism combat. See, in the old days, James Carville wouldn't say something so revealing. He's not polished anymore. He's rusty. He's not around the raging cage. He's not around like he used to be, so he's rusty on TV, and he slipped there. But in the past, before Trump, if an accusation was made against a Republican, the Republicans would always cave and apologize. Donald Trump doesn't apologize and stands up to them. So that's what's changed. But let's go back a little bit and hear the rest of this.
It's got to be decimated.
What happened to the Republican Party? the opposition party from your thinking, but the party that wasn't evil, it wasn't stupid. Nobody said he's a good, honest guy. I mean, it was immaculate, immaculate. Not a single positive comment, and yet they bow to him like he's the Emperor of Siam. They bow to him without ever
That's
respecting
right.
him personally. I'd explain.
Right. Look, the Republican Party that you and I knew does not exist. There's only Trump and Trumpism. The Republicans are going to do nothing about it. It is up to the Democrats. It is up to the Democrats to eradicate this scourge. And the Democrats have to save the United States. That's
it. The Democrats are going to save the United States. And the best way to save the United States is to not make us great again. Boy, that was some revealing. You know, here you got a couple of old timers. Neither of them know what day of the week it is, you know, and may not even know the year if you asked them off the cuff real quick. And they got all this analysis based on their demented thinking about things. The Republican, yeah, the difference is we fight back now, and we have, you know, this new breed of Republicans like Ron DeSantis who stand up and give it back to them instead of caving, instead of apologizing. You know, this thing with Bernie Sanders, with Elizabeth Warren, this is going to be a very interesting few days with this false allegation she's made against Bernie Sanders saying a woman couldn't be president, because Bernie Sanders has really dug in that he didn't say it. I believe Bernie Sanders. I don't believe Elizabeth Warren. One, because Bernie Sanders wouldn't say a woman could not be president. He may say she couldn't be president. He may say Tulsi can't be, or Kamala, but he didn't say a woman can't be president. Bernie Sanders would never say that. Okay? And Elizabeth Warren has a history of lying throughout her entire life about being an Indian. Bernie Sanders, to my knowledge, has never lied. You may not support his agenda. I don't. But I've never known him to... Do you know of a lie Bernie Sanders has told? I'm not talking about a hypocrisy or a left-wing position. Has he told a bold-faced lie like, I'm an Indian? Meemaw told me. She did her whole life. So who are you going to believe? Someone that's a lifetime liar or someone who's never lied to you? I believe Bernie Sanders. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, Democrats, they said that, you said the last thing, you said the guy said, oh, Democrats are going to save this country. The Democrats will destroy this country. Donald Trump is the best thing this country ever will have. He should be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. He should win the Nobel Peace Prize, taking out the terrorists.
Well, let me ask you. James Carville said Donald Trump is the worst thing the biggest threat to America since the fall of communism. What does Carville mean? What was the threat when the Berlin Wall fell? I don't understand what he means by that.
I don't either. I thought that was the greatest moment in history.
No, he said that's when when communism died, that was when the threat to America was at its worst. That's what he said. Just a little honest moment.
I have no idea. I don't understand what it meant by that.
Yeah. Well, there's a good chance he doesn't know what he meant by it either, because he does seem a little out of it. But that was a pretty revealing moment to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, yeah, that's it. You're out of stuff. Okay, take care, man. Thanks for the call. Oh, you know, Valentine's Day right around the corner. It is. It's coming up, man. And what are you buying your Valentine? I'll tell you. You can find incredible Valentine gift items at mypillow.com with incredible discounts when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Buy your Valentine a MyPillow product. There are so many things to buy. You know, what a great gift for your Valentine. You know what it is? A MyPillow mattress. You know, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, you can save up to $400 off of MyPillow mattress if you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. I know, it's an incredible deal. The MyPillow body pillow is spectacular. I was telling you yesterday, go to SteveKaneShow.com. I made a film at home of the MyPillow body pillow. It's at SteveKaneShow.com. The MyPillow body pillow, normally $89.99, and at MyPillow.com, just $29.99. when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. And there's also something there where you can take another 10 off and get it for $19.99. The MyPillow body pillow. Makes a great Valentine's Day gift. The MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. I have these too. The MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. These are perfect for your Valentine. New sheets. Let me tell you, guys, women love new mattresses and they love new sheets. The MyPillow Giza cotton sheets are spectacular. I have them. I don't know how they do this, but no matter what the temperature is, the MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are always the right temperature to keep me comfortable in bed at night. And when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, you get one, you buy one, you get another for free. If you go to MyPillow.com, you'll see a lot of other specials there too. The BOGO offer, buy one MyPillow, get another one absolutely free when you use the promo code KANE. Every special at MyPillow.com, no matter what it says, TV special, newspaper special, Sean Hannity special. You can take advantage of every special at MyPillow.com when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And don't forget, when you buy a MyPillow product, not only are you supporting the Steve Kane Show, and we thank you very much for doing that, but you're also supporting Mike Lindell's MyPillow, which is the most out-of-the-closet pro-Donald Trump company of a national scale that I know of. It's a great deal. So go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone. And I have the number listed at SteveKaneShow.com. If you'd like to order by phone, just make sure you use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And here is the number, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. And again, use that promo code KANE at checkout. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is Lori Kane, and I'm going to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and
Steve
I
Kane
avoided
Show.
going to the dentist for a lot
Hey,
of years
Steve
because
Kane
I was
Show.
afraid of the cost. But I went to
Hey,
Brighton Dental for
Steve
my
Kane
free
Show.
consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Donald Trump here. You're listening to the most pro-Donald Trump radio show in America, The Steve Kane Show. I love this show. Melania and I listen all the time. There's no better way to get the word out about your business than advertising here. Make America great again and advertise your business on The Steve Kane Show.
Thank you, President Trump. Call 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. Meet with me, Brian Craig, and Steve Kane, and we will be hearing about you and your business on the longest-running radio show in Florida, The Steve Kane Show, 888-465-2631. Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire.
Make sure you guys subscribe, all right?
$135
Subscribe,
at
click the
shops
notification
around
bell.
town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
They should, as much as I go there. All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Greg, too, you're on the radio.
Hey, Brian. Listen, James Carville, what is he even doing on TV anymore?
I mean, since the fall of communism, I mean, and there was no questioning. That's what annoys me with this liberal media. They don't say since the fall of communism, that was the greatest thing. By the way, you know who's responsible for that?
Yeah, President Reagan, a Republican, yes.
You got it. Ronald Reagan, to me, is the greatest president ever. He brought conservatism back. He fought the Democrats. But as far as Carville goes, he should not be on the air any longer. And that wasn't a misspoken thing. I think he actually knows what he was saying. You know, that he thinks communism
really
is better than
Steve Kane show
a democracy. Don't you agree?
I don't know. I don't know. He's not very polished any longer. He's not the old James Carville, the Raging Cajun. You know, he's the one who said you drag a $20 or $100 bill through a trailer park, you come out with Paula Jones. Remember that? He used to be very sharp and clever. He's not that way anymore. I think it was just his guard's down, he's rusty, and he slipped.
Years old now?
Please. He's got to be older than that. Well, you know, we talked about this when the Berlin Wall fell, there were tears coming down the eyes of Democrats in this country. They were not happy when the Berlin Wall came down the left.
To me, that's one of the, I wouldn't say the greatest moment in history, you know, the world wars, victories, etc., but it's one of the great moments in history where we were able to bring down, like you said, the Berlin Wall, and Russia came crushing down, and then they, you know, I mean, it was one of the greatest moments in history.
Not to James Carville. He would disagree with you.
These Democrats, you must be loving life right now, because I am. These Democrats, they don't know what to do, you know? Trump is just beating them at every point. You know, they try to bring him down. And by the way, when are these articles of impeachment going to be filed?
Today. They said today. And then the trial will be Tuesday.
Have a trial, starting next week? Is that the plan?
Perhaps, yeah, Tuesday. They say Tuesday.
Tuesday, so right. And that will last a day or two, and it will be all behind us.
Well, that we don't know. We don't know what McConnell's going to do with that. He may drag that out a bit. I think it should be over the same day. I think it should be a one-day trial. Boom, done. But I don't know.
I don't know if that's viable to do it in one day that quickly. They're going to have a couple of a hearing or two, you know. But as far as that, I want this to be behind Trump. And the Democrats, by the way, that debate was embarrassing. You know, Elizabeth Warren, you think Elizabeth Warren's going to beat Trump or Bernie Sanders?
Oh, you sound like a sexist. Are you saying a woman can't be president? No, I don't either. No way. No way.
It's a lie. Elizabeth Warren is
And, you know, the thing, she's pathological, and, you know, and, you know, everything she does is planned. There's a lot being made that her closing statement, she had to read verbatim off of her paper, you know, and then afterwards she wouldn't shake Bernie Sanders' hand. She's like a method actor. She's got to live the whole experience. He said it, she's got to behave like it, she's got to refuse to shake his hand because he doesn't support women's rights. You know, this is 2020, it's not 1920. You know, come on.
Well, one day we're going to have a woman president. We know that. And you know what?
Yeah. It depends. You know, you say that, but women can be when somebody becomes president, usually the age that they're at is, 50s, 60s or so. And women, unless they go talk to Dr. Mitch Matez with hormone replacement pellet therapy, can be hormonal at that time with menopause and everything. If I'm serious, and you get mood swings and all of this, I don't know. Now, if they went and saw Dr. Matez and had hormone replacement pellet therapy, which completely reverses the signs and symptoms of menopause, like the mood swings, I'd be for that. But no hormone replacement pellet therapy, no female president. Too emotional at that age.
I don't have a comment on that, Brian.
Okay.
Going to have a women vice president like we had. We're the only country in the world that had a black president.
Well, no. We're the only major country that's had a black president. Yeah.
That's a huge accomplishment. Even though I didn't like Barack Obama, and I don't like his policies, but we're the only one that accomplished that.
Well, Barack Obama's greatest accomplishment was going so far to the left that Donald Trump was able to come down the escalator and become president. So he gave us President Trump.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
And I think that, and Barack Obama, actually, I don't see him on TV anywhere. Do you? I mean, where is he gone? I mean, I thought he was going to be out there, always, talking and be like,
No. I think he just got nominated for an Oscar for a documentary. A Netflix documentary, I think. Yeah. Someone just said in the chat room, that Margaret Thatcher was not hormonal. I was a kid when she was prime minister, so I don't know. But, hormone replacement pellet therapy has been around since like the 1930s. She could have been using it, All right, Greg, too. Thanks for the call. Oh, yeah.
Tell you.
Okay.
I got a My Pillow for a Christmas present.
Oh, great. Which one did you get?
Just a normal pillow.
Okay.
Someone gave it to me, and they gave it to me in person. It wasn't mailed to me or shipped to me. And I'll tell you right now, it is great, so I recommend it to all your viewers.
Well, it comes with a 10-year warranty. It's completely machine washable. You can wash it every day if you wanted to. But that patented fill keeps your head from moving side to side. It stops you from tossing and turning.
A much better sleep at night. So I just want to recommend it to your listeners.
Absolutely.
Just be like,
No, that's good. No, that's spectacular. Yeah. That's great. Well, thanks a lot. Greg, too. He's got a My Pillow and he's happy. That's very good. That's very good. All right, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh.
Into anything, may I remind the previous gentleman that in the 1420s, a teenage girl led the armies of France to victory against the English and the Burgundians.
Okay. And that's relevant to what? Who had doubts about a female leader? No one had doubts. No, he didn't. No.
Obama was neither white nor black. He was a both. But above all else, as you and
No, that's not true. When someone is biracial, the way society labels everybody, right? And when someone's biracial, like Barack Obama, he self-identifies as African American, and American society identifies him as African American. Now, maybe you are uncomfortable as a Democrat having a black president. I don't know, but no, he's black.
I disagree. But well,
Barack Obama disagrees with you, and I think he knows what he is.
he also, but he is.
So Barack Obama doesn't know what he is? So you're telling me that Barack Obama is unsure of his ethnicity? Barack Obama says he's African American. So are you telling me that Barack Obama is uncertain when it comes to his ethnicity? He doesn't even know what his ethnicity is?
I knew someone who was an African American and was Caucasian. So.
Okay, whatever. All right.
Caught I left a message, your rerun.
You called me, so you should have, you're lost for words. You have something to say. You called me. What's on your mind?
Concerning what would happen to the economy if theoretically, I mean, this is quite the distant future, most industries and jobs were to become automated, it would change the whole meaning of the economy and or the need for money.
What do you, I don't understand your point.
You were discussing Andrew Yang and what he said about if a place were to become automated, just paying the workers. Well, eventually, if you want to multiply that by thousands or millions of businesses in the future, that's basically what would have to be done, because if everyone were out of work, how would they be earning money in order to purchase goods?
Well, this NPR intellectual. Are you a member of PBS, by the way? You sound like a PBS member.
Supporter.
You're a supporter. How did I know that you were a supporter of public television? Now, how do you think I knew you were? That's a very out-of-the-box question to ask someone. How do you think I knew you are a supporter of public television?
Perhaps because
Yeah.
they don't sound selfish or moronic. I don't know.
No, you sound both of those. No, that you're not very self-aware either. No, because you're an intellectual snob. You have this tone and almost fake Boston Brahma type accent, and there's a tone of arrogance to your voice with your nose up in the air. And you're the type of person that supports public television. That's all. Even your laugh.
Oh, no, my accent, as you can, by the way, I could do almost any kind of accent.
I'm sure.
Called a mid-Atlantic accent.
I know, mid-Atlantic accent. I know, it's like you're in the movies in the 30s and 40s, right? I know what the mid-Atlantic accent is. The mid-Atlantic accent is not a real accent. The mid-Atlantic accent is a fake accent that actors and actresses of the 1930s and 40s used. In real life, people did not use the mid-Atlantic accent. It's made up.
Cagney was described by Max Reich.
No. You say that you have, that's a fake accent. You have a fake accent. The mid-Atlantic accent? Where's the? Yes, sir. Your mother. Okay. Was your mother an actress?
My father was an American.
The mid-Atlantic accent is not an English accent. Look it up online. Do a Google search and read some Wikipedia. The mid-Atlantic accent is a fake accent devised by Hollywood that was used by actors and actresses in the 30s and 40s in movies. You hear it all the time. I watch old movies all the time. It's a fake accent.
Moral.
You know, the last time that the fake mid-Atlantic accent was used was Carrie Fisher in the original Star Wars film in 1977. She was using the mid-Atlantic accent.
She was putting it on, you could hear in her own commentaries on the Star Wars disc, a little more English.
Yeah, please. It was a poor attempt at, oh my goodness. So this is interesting. So you use this fake mid-Atlantic accent so that you sound more intelligent? I know, an expert. I know, you're an expert. Well, I'm an expert too on taking breaks, and I'm late for one. And so, it's 1 minute after 8, the mid-Atlantic accent. Oh my goodness. Pulled something out of him there. Some revelations. He admitted some things. All right, let's take a break. 2 hours down, 58 minutes to go, because this break's a little late. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running. I love talk radio. I really do. I really love talk radio. I love talking to callers. You learn so much. And you do. You learn so much about people. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Third hour begins now.
Money Talk Network is
Wow.
95.3
What a
FM,
snob.
96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free
Steve Kane Show.
1-855-FLA-3782.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside
What a great
manner.
call.
Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr.
Never heard it, because yeah, it's in the old movies.
Consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com.
Why?
Tell him
Kathy, you just sent me a text. Why?
Show.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State.
That's my wife
after all,
texting me.
And our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist. And when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust seminar. Be sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888...
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before we go back to the phones, I'm Brian Craig, by the way. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. So that last liberal snob that called in, you know, he said he has the Mid-Atlantic accent, and I was telling you that's not a real accent. That was made up for movies. I looked it up because I want to read to you the Wikipedia definition of it. Mid-Atlantic accent. The Mid-Atlantic accent, also known as the Transatlantic accent, is a cultivated accent of English blending together prestigious American and British English ways of speaking. It was adopted in the early 20th century, mostly by American aristocrats and actors. See? And actors. American aristocrats and actors. It is not, this is Wikipedia, it is not a native vernacular or regional American accent. Oh my goodness. Wow. I thought I've talked to so many people on talk radio over the years. I thought I have heard everything from a caller, but that takes the cake. All right, Richie the bus driver. No transatlantic accent here. Yeah.
I watched the debate last night, and I want to just clear a few things up right there for people that are listening, the millions of people that are listening right now, and I know there are millions, Brian. Listen, President Trump made this economy fly by cutting taxes, cutting corporate taxes, bringing jobs back to the United States, releasing the oil drilling all over the country, okay, and cutting all these regulations that have gotten in the way of businesses, small, big, and all sorts of sizes, right?
Yeah.
Debate last night, and that debate, and cutting the Obamacare, which is the Affordable Unaffordable Care Act. That every one of us that had it knows it wasn't affordable, but we were forced to be taxed by it. and got terrible, terrible health care from it. They're talking about how that is so popular now, and they want to, and Biden wants to revive that. Bernie wants to give Medicare for all, which means, but all for what? They're not. They don't take it. Congress, none of the politicians, the president, nobody has the same Medicare that we have.
That is correct.
Separate health care. Are they going to get on that? Is Bernie going to change his health care and sit like a pauper in waiting rooms to see a doctor with 50 to 60, 70, 100 people waiting in line for one doctor? Is Bernie going to put himself through that? I mean, and what these Democrats did last night, their whole solution to everything. Cut the military, which to me eliminates them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to go into everyone's pocket and take tax out again, and they attack corporations because they figure the average person in the street doesn't know what a corporation is. A corporation is what gives jobs.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump realizes right now that by bringing jobs back to the country, bringing corporations back, and keeping their tax rate low.
Yeah. Now, what do you think? Did Bernie? Do you think Bernie Sanders told Elizabeth Warren a woman could not be president?
No, I don't. She's a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar.
But he's a liar. But you say he never. His whole life has been a lie. He's hiding the fact that he's a commie.
I don't think he's hiding that at all. There was an interview all over the place yesterday that he gave where he talked about the Russian bread lines are a good thing. Now he's not lying. Bernie Sanders' biggest problem is his honesty. That's not a lie. Those things aren't lies. That's disagreements. You have a disagreement with him. He's not a lie. He's very honest. I think he's very open about his positions. He even defends being a millionaire.
Yeah, he wrote a book.
Yeah, so he's very honest. But the thing with Bernie, I was talking about this earlier though. His feet need to be held to the fire. Have you seen the video from Project Veritas? Okay, this is has Fox News carried the Project Veritas video that came out yesterday? I don't know. You didn't see the new Project Veritas video on Fox or anything?
Mark Levin was going to go over that the last hour.
Well, Fox. Shame on Fox News. Shame on Fox. By the way, I heard Shepard Smith is in talks with MSNBC. In the latest Project Veritas video, Bernie Sanders' campaign workers are talking about if he loses, attacking police and also physically attacking MSNBC pundits. They're talking about acts of violence. And when you put that together with the Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer that shot Steve Scalise and tried to kill the Republican baseball team at practice that day, there's a culture of violence among Bernie Sanders campaign volunteers. And it really, truly needs to be looked at, and he needs to be questioned and held accountable. What is it about his campaign that's attracting this violent streak among his volunteers?
Well, yeah, every one of them last night. I'm sure you didn't watch the whole thing.
Who could?
Sleep and woke up again. I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Yeah, I think you probably just woke up. It put you in hypnotized you. It was pretty boring.
Unbelievable, because the truth of the matter is the solutions to every problem in this country is raise taxes. Raise taxes. And if all they talk about is raising taxes.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, all he talked about was cutting taxes, and it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line, they want to reverse everything, and this country will go right into the toilet again.
It was a good call. No, it was a good call.
That one?
No, I haven't heard about that one. Global warming, what's that?
They had a whole segment on global warming.
Yeah.
Eliminate all oil, all fossil fuel, all drilling all over the place, all fracking.
Uh-huh.
And this is what they're going to do. This is their plan. I mean,
yeah.
It's not the people that are working.
Well, here's the question, okay? This is the question here. You're into buses, and all these people travel around in campaign buses. I have not seen one of the Democrats running for president travel around in a campaign bus powered by natural gas. They're all flying around on fossil fuel power.
Yeah, the gasoline. You know what bus gets per gallon? If I told you.
Well, I don't know.
Miles to a gallon.
Yeah.
I've read buses are so outrageously priced. And that's what they want to do. They want the people.
So this is interesting. So they're driving through Iowa in vehicles that get 4 miles a gallon, and they're attacking us. Is that what you're telling? Well, if I were a moderator, there's a lot of questions I would ask, but on that one in particular, I would ask show of hands who here to debate commercial and who flew private. Who flew on a private jet to get to this, or a charter jet to get to this debate? See how many hands go up.
Out of all of them.
Well,
limousines and private.
I don't take public transportation. Doesn't make you a hypocrite. I mean, but they take private planes. Running for president in July, you wouldn't show up unless you rode a bicycle or took a sailboat to there. You would Skype in. You would have a television monitor with your face on it, like Max Headroom, and you would be back at wherever in Washington, because that's where you work as a senator. You don't want to increase the carbon footprint of yourself by traveling to this debate that you can just Skype in on a video call for. But none of them do that.
Hypocrites like that. But they're also hypocrites with healthcare, Brian. I told you that. I mean, listen, not one of them and in the middle of the night, every Democrat, and Biden swears by this thing, man. He's going to expand the Affordable Care Act. I don't want that thing back. It was a disaster. And they're trying to tell people that most people on it now love it. I don't believe that.
All right, listen, we got to run for a break. Richie's upset, and he's got a real accent. No transatlantic accent there. All right, let's take our break. It is already 16 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631. We'll take a break and be back. Don't go anywhere. Oh, I thought we would. Hold on. We'll do it. I know we'll do it. See, I haven't got everything all the way worked out here. We're still having a few problems with this new machine. Hold on. Will this work? Here we go.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. That's right. Oh, boy. Oh, Friendly Tire. Again, I've been a customer of Friendly Tire for over 10 years, and the prices at Friendly Tire, you hear us talk about them, they are incredible. They are incredible. And I know a lot of you have been taking advantage of the great deals over at Friendly Tire. I know a lot of people drive around on tires they should not be driving on because tires elsewhere are so overpriced, not at Friendly Tire. At Friendly Tire, by the way, Friendly Mike's price that he gives you is out the door and on the road. There's no added charges, no mounting fee, no charge to balance your tires, no disposal fee. It's just what the price is. My daughter's car, I had to buy new tires for her. The lowest price I could find around town, $135 a tire. Friendly Mike's tire price, just $65 a tire. That's a $70 savings per tire. It's great, right? And again, that's out the door and on the road. No, the savings was greater than the cost of the tire. My wife's car, the cheapest price I could find around town, $165 a tire. Friendly Mike's price, $75 a tire. Again, these are new tires out the door and on the road. A $90 savings per tire. Amazing. Steve's Toyota van, the lowest price we could find, $175 a tire. Friendly Mike's price, $75 a tire for brand new tires. A $100 savings per tire out the door and on the road. Also, he has an incredible selection of used tires. In fact, thousands of used tires in stock. They're very good used tires, starting at just $30 a tire, okay? So give Friendly Mike a call, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. His website, friendlytire.net. Friendly Tire located in Margate, and people drive an hour or more away to go to Friendly Tire because it's worth the drive, even if you're far away from South Miami to North Palm Beach, because the prices are so low. Friendly Tire is located at 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate. I have the address and phone number listed at stevekaneshow.com. 954-977-9445. Great deals. And make sure you tell Friendly Mike you heard about him on the Steve Kane Radio Show. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, what a debate. I played this clip in the first hour, and it's so important to play it again. Bernie Sanders, and again, I don't know the name of this person. Who was the black woman who was asking questions at the debate last night? Who is she and what of us all? And I've never seen this happen to a Democrat live on TV before. It only happened to Bernie Sanders. So Elizabeth Warren has come up with this lie, and the lie is that Bernie Sanders told her on a phone call that a woman can't be president, which is absurd. Now, again, Bernie Sanders may have said, you can't beat Donald Trump. Tulsi Gabbard can't beat Donald Trump. Or Kamala Harris can't beat Donald Trump. Or Hillary Clinton can't beat Donald Trump. That is not the same as saying a woman can't beat Donald Trump. Okay? Totally different. He denies it. She says that he said it. I believe him. I believe Bernie Sanders. And I believe Bernie Sanders because he's never lied that I know of. Never lied. And he's the honest Abe of the Democrat Party, and Elizabeth Warren has been lying her whole life about the Indian business, okay? So why, if she's been lying about her whole family her whole life, why would she not lie about a tiny thing like this? And she's using it because she's hurting in the polls. Even refused to shake his hand because he doesn't support women now. All of a sudden, right? So Bernie Sanders is asked about this from this black female reporter who was asking, who I don't know who she is or what outlet she's with, at the debate last night. He denies it, and immediately she goes to Elizabeth Warren as if Bernie Sanders hadn't even spoken. This is fake news. Bernie Sanders was a victim of fake news live on TV. Listen to this.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Okay, boom. This is live, right? That's correct. I didn't say it. Just let me be clear. And he says, that's right. That's right. And then listen to what she does. This is not edited. I'm going to play it now uninterrupted. This is not edited. This is how this happened. She went right from Bernie immediately without pause to Elizabeth Warren.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed.
Oh, wow. What a bold response. I think even Elizabeth Warren was taken back by that. The reporter, there's no, all we have, it's what Anderson Cooper said. It's he said, she said. But now, of course, liberals believe women should be believed, right? Well, when they're making accusations against Donald Trump, women should be believed, or Harvey Weinstein. Women should be believed, and women's truth should not be questioned. There's no tape. There's no transcript, like in the Ukrainian call. Bernie Sanders tells her he didn't say it. Elizabeth Warren has said that he has, and the reporter just totally ignored that Bernie Sanders denied it and asked a follow-up question as if it was a fact. That's fake news right there. Bernie was a victim of it. And you know what? This isn't going to go away because Elizabeth Warren's got nothing else. She's desperate right now. And what Elizabeth Warren has told herself is this. The reason she's not doing well in even the Democrat polls is not because people don't like her, she has no accomplishments, and that she's been lying about her family and her life and her ethnicity her entire life. Okay? But what she's actually doing, I know, this is crazy. She's telling herself, well, I'm not doing well in the polls because we've divided the Democratic Socialist. A lot of Democratic Socialists support me. A lot support Bernie. We've got to unite the Democratic Socialists, so I'm going to call him a sexist. That's what she's doing. It's just a bold-faced lie. I was talking about this earlier. It makes her very dangerous because Elizabeth Warren will lie on a dime like she's doing right now. And this thing about not shaking his hand at the end is one of the most pathetic things I have ever seen. It really, truly is. You know, Bernie didn't say it. The question is, does she know he didn't say it? I think she does. I think I don't think she's so pathological she convinces herself, although she's playing it out as if it really happened. And I heard something about witnesses that work for her campaign. Listen, she's a liar and her people will lie for her. That is just not something Bernie Sanders would say. But when someone will so quickly lie, has been lying their whole life, and will lie on a dime about a colleague and a friend, a Democratic Socialist fellow senator, how can you trust someone to run the country that will just lie to you just like that? Boom. And betray a colleague. Bernie Sanders is like a coworker of hers, and she's throwing him under the bus with something that she made up because she's desperate and in survival mode. You know? And when she's in survival mode like this, and you know, she could survive past Iowa, but she wants to place a little bit better. What if she was really up against it? Right? What if she was really up against a terrible news? How far would Elizabeth Warren go with her lies and dishonesty to get through a news cycle like she's trying to get through the Iowa caucus with, trying to destroy the reputation of Bernie Sanders? And since it's he said, she said, there's not going to be any way to prove 100% that he didn't say it. Our number's toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are at. And I want to remind everyone, listen, you know, we have a common theme with sponsors here on the Steve Kane Show, right? A very common theme with many of them, and it's saving you money. And I want to save you money on your homeowner's insurance policy. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. Her number's listed at stevekaneshow.com. You need to review your homeowner's insurance policy every year. It's the beginning of the year. This is the time to do it. Your homeowner's insurance policies go up each and every year unless you review your policy. Debbie will review your policy. It costs you nothing. All you have is saving money. Make sure you're not paying too much for your homeowner's insurance. If you haven't reviewed it in a while, I promise you probably are. Make sure you have the coverage you need. Make sure you're not paying for things that you don't need. Okay? I'm telling you, you'd be surprised what goes on. No matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie from I Will Advisors can help you. And, most people that have mortgages, their homeowner's policy is attached to their mortgage payment. The mortgage payment covers your mortgage, your taxes for the property taxes, and your homeowner's policy. For most people, is bundled together. If you lower your homeowner's insurance policy premiums, you've just lowered, that's right, your mortgage payment too. Call Debbie and I Will Advisors. Also have her review your auto insurance. That's right. Yeah, I know. Auto insurance goes up all the time, and it doesn't have to be bleeding you money each and every month. Debbie's number, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. If you're an overnight listener, call in the middle of the night and leave a message. They will call you back during the day. Call right now. They open at 9, but you can call now and leave a message. 954-753-8080. If you're local, Debbie can come to you if you can't go to her. But no matter where you are in Florida, Debbie can help you with your homeowner's insurance as well as your auto insurance from Key West up through the Panhandle. 954-753-8080. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is your special invitation to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free
Steve
Living
Kane
Trust
Show.
Seminar. Be sure you and your family
Hey,
are
Janet,
properly
hold on.
protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. This free Living Trust Seminar is Tuesday, January 28th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Boca. To attend this free event, call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE, 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
All right, and it's time to check in with Janet Cimarelli over at Save-A-Lot Nutrition Center in Margate, where for the new year, all of the products at Save-A-Lot are 15% off. They're already low prices. Janet Cimarelli, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. And yes, that 15% off. And so people might think, okay, the shelves are bare because people have pulled all of those great products off the shelf at such savings. But the truth of the matter is there is amazing inventory coming into the store. The shelves are stocked groaning full, and the prices remain unbeatable. I want to tell you listeners this morning about Terry Naturally. I mentioned their Saga Pro yesterday for urinary frequency. Well, if you want to protect your healthy cells, Terry Naturally has something called OPC Extra Strength. What does that do? It protects your heart cells. It enhances circulation. It supports your immune function. So, save your cells. Yes, and that's with Terry Naturally OPC Extra Strength. So I talked to Paul yesterday, and he said, there are so many people out there, they're dealing with anxiety, they have trouble sleeping. Why don't you tell Steve Kane listeners about Zao Absolutely Natural Calm? Zao is a new line of products that are at Save-A-Lot, and the Natural Calm from Zhao is absolutely amazing. Alice is talking about using, getting the feedback from people using the Zao Natural Calm with ashwagandha. So if you're dealing with anxiety or insomnia, come on to Al or Kaya.
That's right. And Save-A-Lot, you can stop right in. They're located just south of Sample Road on the west side of State Road 7, 441 in Margate. But they also ship everywhere, not just out of town and out of state, but also locally as well if you can't make it into the store. And I'll tell you, the first time I went to Save-A-Lot, it blew my mind because Al Foreman, the owner of Save-A-Lot, said, check the prices with the products online, and they have done something a brick and mortar store I didn't think could do in this day and age. The shelf prices are lower than the prices on the internet, and Al's dropped another 15% off of everything for the new year. Janet, what's the number for people to call?
Okay, they can call 754-307-1655.
All right.
at 7 o'clock, we're having a speaker at the
Well, that's great, Jan. Okay, so we'll talk tomorrow at this time. Take care. All right, bye-bye. Janet over at Save-A-Lot. Steve's here. You got a new hat, Army Dad hat.
Yeah,
You're wearing
I
today?
sent this.
Oh, he actually sent it to you.
Yeah, this is an authentic.
Army Dad hat. Well, it's got, yeah.
Purchased on the base.
Oh, wow. Wow. What do they call it? The PX? What do they call it? What they call it on the PX? I don't know what they call it. Oh, my goodness. What a debate. Did you see it?
I was in and out.
Yeah, I think most people. It looked like the candidates were in and out.
Dozing.
Yeah, it was pretty dozing. Did you hear that clip I played with the birdie?
It's fascinating. And
It's amazing.
This is serious. This is not going to go away because it's like.
What's not going away?
This the accusation.
Oh,
and
yeah,
denial
yeah.
and
Well, women should be believed, the left tell us. So this is Elizabeth's truth. It's not to be questioned.
I tell you, and he won't forgive her for this. They're now and forever locked in mortal combat.
Well, I believe Bernie because Elizabeth Warren lied her whole life.
Exactly. What he said was he listed a couple of these
Yeah.
female yo-yos that are
Tulsi Gabbard,
on the Democratic
Kamala.
platform. And he said that they couldn't. You had it right
On the head, yeah, right on the butt. Yeah, that's right. And she's taken that into be something else.
She twisted it and shaded it a little bit, and now she's made him out to be a bigot.
And won't shake his hand now.
Yeah, she will deign to touch the hand of a bigot.
But when you greet a Native American, you don't shake hands. You go, how, right? You lift up your arm. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I think that's Willy Wonka, Oompa Loompa.
That's racist.
That might be, yeah, just like what do they call the Washington football team? They call them
The Redskins.
Yeah, they won't say Redskins. Liberals won't say Washington Redskins. They call it the Washington football team. So, you know movies, so you heard the guy with the transatlantic accent. You know the transatlantic accent, right? Some of the great actors of
Modified British accent.
it's a made-up accent for Hollywood, just like the snobby guy. I tell you, liberals with their snobbiness.
But anyway, so when does the action start?
What are you talking about? What action?
What action? You tell me what action. What is the thing that's?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about you're talking about the trial of Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. No action till next Tuesday.
I don't know.
No screening. No special debates or. No.
Just public debates of us talking about such things.
Hoping for more.
Now, I've heard, now maybe because you're a Fox News guy, did Fox News play the new Project Veritas tape yesterday? I didn't see it. I've been told that they have not.
I was driving around visiting clients yesterday.
Yeah, but you got home eventually. You turned on Fox at all yesterday?
By the time I got home, I was so tired and exhausted. That's what I mean. Intermittently, I was watching. I was nodding.
The latest.
Watching, nodding. I love the idea of Trump competing with.
That was smart. Well, and you know what Trump did that was very smart? Not only was he on at the same time as the debate, he came on an hour early so people are locked into him so that they don't switch over.
They didn't have enough trouble.
Yeah. I mean, he did an overlap. He started before, so yeah.
You know, only Trump would think so.
No other candidate would do that because it's risky.
Not for him, it's not.
No. And typical candidates.
This is his bread and butter.
Yeah, that was pretty smart. It was smart. Yeah, he went up them.
I would love to have been in the room, a fly on the wall in the room when they came in and told the participants on the Democratic side that they were going to be running concurrently with Trump.
Well, you know, part of the Democrats got a lot of problems, but you know, when you watch that debate last night, 9 o'clock is late for me because I get up so early. It really is, but it's also too late for Biden, Klobuchar, and you can tell. And I'm not making fun of them. I'm not, because I go to bed early too. But I'm not making fun of them. But it's too late for them, and they really should do these debates. Like if I had to be on the air live at 9 p.m. at night, out of the blue like that, I'd be off because of my body clock. I'd be falling asleep by 10. You know, they need to do something so that their candidates are awake.
But the interesting thing is, it doesn't seem that same factor you talk about doesn't seem to apply to Donald. It doesn't matter where you throw him, what you. Occasionally he'll have a down, a little.
Well, he's up all night
body
coordinating the army and doing strikes in the middle of the night in
avoid that,
Baghdad. Yeah.
But by and large, he's sharp as a tack whenever you throw him in there.
You know, I was watching The Five last night with Jesse Waters was on there. He just married his former mistress. Congratulations, Jesse Waters. Yeah, he married his former mistress.
Anyone we know?
A co-worker, a producer on his show. He married a former mistress, former producer of his. Yeah, good, great guy, Jesse Waters. Yeah, he left the mother of his children and his children for his mistress. They just got married. Congratulations. I think Don Jr. was there, though. That some of the Trumps went to the wedding. But anyway, Jesse Waters, I think, made a good point. You know, these debate schedules have been laid out like a year ago. And he was talking about Nancy Pelosi holding on to the impeachment so that the senators that are running for president wouldn't be tied up and be able to go to these debates before the Iowa caucus. And I think there might be something to that. Seems kind of a petty thing, but she's a petty person. Now that the debate is over, that all of a sudden the next day she's sending the impeachment articles over. I think Jesse Waters is right on the money about that. That's why she held it. All these other reasons, of conspiracies and everything, it was for the debates. Because
Do you think all the participants understand that?
I think Elizabeth Warren knows about it. Yeah. You know, because if the impeachment articles...
There's going to be, when you cast your mind back and look at the history of these debates as in continuity, there's going to be... I mean, they got away with not having a riot last time, just by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
But now two cycles in a row.
Oh yeah.
They're going to try. The establishment's going to try to screw Bernie out of the thing. I think they're going to have. I don't think that Bernie's people are going to go quietly into the night.
If the impeachment trial was going on now, it would have been Biden, Mayor Pete, and who else was there? Because Klobuchar would have not been there. She'd have to be in the Senate. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders wouldn't have been able to be there. So I think Waters is right about the timing of the impeachment. But they say the trial's going to be Tuesday next week. I think that...
It's going to be a lot more than a day. That's when it'll start.
It should be a morning. They should start it at 8, have the vote, and have it over at lunch.
So what's going to transpire? I mean, are they going to...
That's not what's going to happen, but that's what McConnell should do. It doesn't matter. No matter what they do,
You said they're going to be witnesses or no?
Right now I'm going to say 50-50.
If there are witnesses, they would have to have
I say no
an
witnesses.
identical number of witnesses.
Apparently not. Apparently McConnell has changed the rules so that they don't have to do that. So that the Democrats, they can call witnesses, but the Democrats may not.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's not necessarily. I don't think they should do it. No matter the
Of course, they're going to call witnesses.
Why?
Why? So they can maybe put them through the embarrassing.
I wouldn't do it. I would no matter. No. I wouldn't.
Young Biden.
And the whistleblower? Will they?
Yeah.
You think the whistleblower will be called?
I think young Biden is the story.
You know what they should do with the whistleblower? They should really. But these Republican establishment people aren't smart. They're not showmen like Trump. I would call the whistleblower.
We got a couple of very sharp people in there.
Yeah, but Mitch McConnell's not one of them. I don't trust him. He's owned by the Chinese. But I would call the whistleblower in and have them behind a curtain or a shower door or something. You know what I mean? So you're still obscuring their identity and ask them everything you want to ask them.
Who gets the pick? That's what I want to know.
Mitch McConnell.
Well, no, but on each side. Let's just say they agree that each side gets 2 picks. They have to do it that way. Otherwise,
no, they don't. They don't have to do that. They've changed the rules, and the Democrats didn't let the Republicans call one witness in their hearings. In fact, they wouldn't even let them question the Democrat witnesses, really. So no, they're changed. They don't have to do that. The Republicans can call witnesses, and the Democrats may not be allowed to because of what they did to the Republicans in the House.
You don't want to throw
No,
questions at
I don't.
Biden?
I would
Biden?
I would rather them. Yeah, they could put a Mexican wrestling mask on the whistleblower and have him come in a mask. We're protecting his identity. You know, you got to wear gloves because hands can be identifiers too. No, I don't want. I think they should come in for the vote at 8:00 and have it over by 11 and screw the Democrats.
I don't think they're going to do that.
No, they're not. They're not smart enough to do that. They're going to have witnesses
I don't know
probably.
how smart that would be. I'd like to get them all up there. You know, if we take 5 witnesses from each side, with the opponents being able to choose who the witnesses are, you know we're going to come out on top of this. Can you imagine? You know, some of our articulate questioners questioning the whistleblower and Biden Jr. and all. That's the one I want to see. That'd be great. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the Gold Report after this.
Great. We're almost 100% there.
Yeah.
We're about 90. We're about 98%.
95 right here.
I'd say 98. We're about 98. This has happened a couple times today. You know, just got to vamp. Just got to vamp. The everything's working.
We might as well vamp the spot.
Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time
We got
to have
Youngerman.
your annual skin checkup.
Do it after
There's no
Youngerman.
better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist, and when it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist.
Hold on a
Dr.
second.
Mendez is caring and
We got
very
you. Do
knowledgeable.
Youngerman
Your
first.
annual skin
You got to do
cancer
Youngerman
exam
first.
is covered by Medicare.
Hold on a
Dr.
second.
Mendez also
Gotta
takes
check
most
something.
other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy.
Yeah.
Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681. When you call,
You've got an
make sure
appointment
to
there
ask for
tomorrow.
Sarah. She takes
You've got an
extra good
appointment
care
there
of
tomorrow.
Steve Kane listeners, and we'll get you an appointment
Mendez.
fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life.
I'll
Dr.
double
Mendez
check. I
right
can't
now
check
at
my calendar till after.
954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, the moment we all wait for each morning on the Steve Kane Show, the Gold Report, brought to you by William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc. William is one of the leading experts on precious metals, really on the planet Earth. He knows his stuff, and those of you who have followed him for the 16 years he has sponsored the Gold Report here on the Steve Kane Show. You probably have a smile on your face now because no one has to tell you how good Bill Youngerman is at this. William, how are you this morning?
Great, Steve. How you doing?
Excellent.
Good. Well, the precious metals are doing excellent too. The gold market, after dipping down to that support number of around 1535, turned right around as buyers stepped in and took advantage of the dip and pushed it 1,540.10 cents on the close yesterday, which was down $1.30. Silver was down 16 cents yesterday at $17.75. The big winner today and yesterday is platinum. Platinum breaking through that $1,000 number today. Yesterday it was up $9 at $981 the ounce, and today it's up $30 at $1,011. First time we've seen it over 1,000 in quite a while. Palladium closed yesterday up $45 at $2,154. This morning we see gold up $6.90 right now at $1,553 the ounce, back over that $1,550 number. As we said, anything under $1,550 was a bargain, and I think the bargain hunters came in and pushed it back up there. Also, a weaker
Steve
U.S.
Kane
dollar
Show.
is giving some support to the precious metals. Silver up 10 cents right now at $17.85 the ounce. Platinum, as I said, up $30 this morning at $1,011, and palladium up $13 at $21.67. So markets are very firm, very easily bought up when you see these dips take place. So again, as we tell our Steve Kane listeners all the time, make sure you take advantage when you see these buying opportunities take place. And right now, I think platinum is the metal that we were saying this year would be taking off again, and that's what we're starting to see the beginning of year, the bargain that has been.
Well, you gave me that one, I'll tell you. William, about a year ago, gave me platinum. He said, that's a good place to put your money, and boy, were you right. By the way, you sell, obviously, you sell the precious metals, and you purchase them as well. Tell them a little bit about how that works.
Certainly, for over 50 years, we've made a good two-way market in all of the precious metals, and we have them all in stock for immediate delivery for as well as in just about every form we purchased it. If you've got jewelry or silverware or anything made out of sterling silver, you can bring it in for a free appraisal and cash offer. Anything in jewelry, watches, I'd be happy to look at it for you. And it's all free services for our Steve King listeners.
All right, there you go. 150 East Palmetto Park Road. That's the place to go. It's the Bank America building in Boca, and you'll find William there each and every day with his wonderful staff. They know their stuff, and they really love to take good care of Steve Kane listeners, that's for sure. You can reach them by phone, 1-800-327-5010, or go to the website. Do check out the website. It is a magnificent website at williamyoungerman.com. William, I'll probably see you later today, all right?
Looking forward to it. Have a great day.
You take care, and we are back.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I tell you, that debate last night was the most uneventful. The only thing they're trying to take out of it is that Warren wouldn't shake Bernie's hand at the end. She refused to shake his hand.
It goes beyond that, but that's an important thing. That is a permanent rift between those two that will never go away.
Well, and they're the Democratic Socialists, so that's a big problem. And I'll tell you, Elizabeth Warren, you know, when people are desperate and they're liars, they make decisions that they shouldn't make. Elizabeth Warren's in a lot of trouble with this because I think over the next few days this is going to pick up some steam. Okay.
Oh,
and
no question. This is going to turn into
Bernie Sanders has somebody on his side that's very powerful in those circles, and that's AOC endorsed Bernie Sanders and has been campaigning. So Bernie
AOC going publicly going in
against Elizabeth Warren, absolutely. She's been traveling around with Bernie, campaigning for him. She's publicly endorsed him. Okay,
I mean, this is a blood feud.
And when AOC goes after Elizabeth Warren, and I think she will if this picks up steam, Elizabeth Warren's done. AOC is very influential in this.
Elizabeth Warren's been done for a long time.
No, I mean if she gets on AOC's radar about this, she'll be done in the Senate.
Well, she's on the radar. I'm sure you know that.
AOC hasn't come out about it yet.
But
she can run her out of the Senate. AOC is that powerful in those circles.
Circle of 12.
No, no? I'm sorry. No, not in those leftist Democratic Socialists. I don't think so. She's very influential among those Democrats, and Elizabeth Warren. Let me tell you, very short. That new Project Veritas video from Bernie Sanders' campaign is brutal too. I mean, that Bernie Sanders campaign workers are talking about attacking police, burning things down, and assaulting MSNBC personalities.
Earlier is, 2 years in a row to have it stolen from him. And Bernie doesn't seem like an easygoing, forgiving guy, does he?
Well, the Bernie Sanders campaign worker was talking about physically assaulting MSNBC pundits.
Jeez.
And it's all on tape. And, and I was talking about this. People haven't put this together yet. But the Project Veritas thing is starting to heat up. Well, you put that together with the Bernie Sanders campaign worker that shot Steve Scalise and tried to kill the entire Republican baseball team, you've got not just a campaign worker talking about violence, you've got another campaign worker who did it, okay, with Steve Scalise. That was a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer, and the people on the new Project Veritas tape talking about attacking MSNBC pundits, those are the same position, campaign volunteers. So there's a culture of violence in the Bernie Sanders campaign.
Well, wouldn't it be more accurate, less dramatic, but more accurate to say that when you get into the extremities of both those parties?
I don't know of any campaign workers that have shot political opponents like the campaign worker that shot Scalise.
That guy's a nut. I mean, he's not somebody's campaign He's a
That
nut.
no, he was a no, Steve. The guy that shot Scalise was a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer. The people in the
More than that, he was a nut.
What does that mean?
It means the people that go around trying to kill people are murderers and lunatics, not
No,
Democrats
the
and
people in the new Project Veritas release are campaign volunteers of Bernie Sanders who are talking about attacking cops, burning things down if he loses, burning places down, and attacking MSNBC pundits.
When did this happen?
It came out yesterday.
And you think it didn't get proper?
It hasn't been on television yet, and it's been on the internet. And you say that guy's a nut, Steve. Campaign volunteer of Bernie Sanders shot Steve Scalise over politics. New campaign volunteers in this election cycle are talking about attacking MSNBC pundits, and it's on tape. So they're all nuts, but there's still Bernie Sanders campaign workers, and there's a culture.
Homicidal nuts and non-homicidal nuts.
Well, you haven't seen the tape then, because this guy is scary. The guy in this new tape is it scare me.
Has anyone talked to him that they've announced? I mean, has he been paid a visit by?
I don't know. None of this has been covered on television yet. It was all over Twitter yesterday. Veritas released it. It was on YouTube. It's pretty powerful stuff. This guy is frightening, and he can't say he's not violent. He's threatening violence. The campaign workers are threatening violence.
I would imagine they'd get him locked up pretty quick.
If it was a Republican, they would be. I promise you. But you know how it goes with Democrats. No, there is a culture of violence inside Bernie Sanders' campaign. That among his campaign volunteers, and with the Scalise shooting, I mean, it happened. So these new campaign workers should set off major alarms because of the Scalise incident. You just get, he's a nut, so let me not, it's beyond that.
Where do you've seen this, right?
It's all over Twitter. Yeah, James O'Keefe released it yesterday. Steve Kane show.
All right, well, another day.
Yeah, want to take any?
You want to take one more call?
We've a little time. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi. Good morning. What the other thing that bothered me about the Project Veritas video was he was talking. He mentioned he admired Castro and how he would line people up and just shoot them at the feet.
Was that the campaign video?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they threatened to burn down Milwaukee, which is where the convention's going to be if he doesn't get the nomination.
Right. So that's very scary. That's very Nazi Germany.
I can't imagine the FBI not getting involved.
Well, and the people, Steve, they look like they're in a white supremacist gang in prison, don't they? Was the guy scary?
Well, I think he belongs in a psych ward. I think these people need to be locked away.
Most violent criminals do, but that just discount. What is it about Bernie Sanders' campaign that attracts these violent people?
I don't know, but I just think that this is so. It reminds me I came up with all these hashtags yesterday on Twitter because I was trying to get it out of Siberia Sanders, Birkenau Bernie, Buchenwald Bernie, and even Bolshevik Bernie. Because he's talking about.
How do you spell Bolshevik?
Sending.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a B in there too.
It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. It's scary.
It's very scary. I don't know. It's just.
Well, if it wasn't, listen,
I don't even know
if
what you're talking
the tape yesterday, if it was not for the Scalise incident with that Bernie worker, it'd be like, that's just some crazy people in Bernie's campaign. But we have that incident with the Republican. No, but we have that incident at the Republican baseball game with Scalise. So it's not just rhetoric over there that somebody acted out.
Well, I heard that they were trying to go to the Iowa campaign headquarters and try to get to.
Well, listen, we're out of time.
By the way,
We're out of
State of
time.
the Union, don't forget, we're going to be appearing at Wings Plus the night of State of the Union, the 4th, I believe it is, of February. More details to follow, but count on being there. Until then, 6 a.m. tomorrow, Brian will be back with you. God bless America.
Invitation.
All right, guys. See you later. Make sure you subscribe. All right. Take care.
Please